Am I sharing the screen? Okay, we are live.
Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff. 32 minutes past the hour. Liftoff on Apollo 11.
And it's important to know, how does the Native American culture hold the solar eclipse in reverence?
The solar eclipse, it's any eclipse that we have, either it's a lunar or solar eclipse. It's a very, very sacred event, that it's a very powerful thing to view. So because of that, we tell our children and our people not to be in the presence of that eclipse, or to even take a sneak or be outside, because there are many different things that we cannot do during an eclipse. So because it's a very sacred event and it's very powerful, it does have its repercussions, and it can affect the person either health-wise or mentally, and it can happen down the road, maybe a few years on down the road, it can affect them.
You explained to me, this is...
Hey guys, good evening and welcome to my exciting channel. We're discussing Mandela effects in the life. Thanks for joining me today as we uncover the mysteries of the Mandela effect itself and find out the true meaning of it all. We must discover what is really happening, what is really going on, to change these things that we know and hold dear to us. And let us help others discover the meaning of the Mandela effect, how it affects them, and the price of milk. Thank you. And be sure to hit the like and subscribe down below. Okay, so I want to oh, there we go. Hey guys, what is up? Oh, that's funny. I thought that was somebody here. Hey, so I want to welcome everybody to tonight's show. Thanks to Pamela for helping me run that promotional video. Thank you for doing that.
Of course.
I want to ask you guys to say some prayers for us. There's a couple of new people we have here. Of course, you guys all know Becky. She's been on here before. Say hello, Becky.
Hey, everyone.
Hey, good to have you aboard. And we have also our one of our special guests for tonight. We have Harold Beebe. Hey, Harold.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, good. How are you doing?
All right, Brian.
Hey, good to have you too. And of course, we have our brand new guests. We have Pamela, who's with us, and we have Adam. What's up, you guys?
Hello.
Hi.
How's it going?
Hello.
Good. Hey, we're going to be having, it's going to be interesting tonight, because tonight we're welcoming drop-ins, any YouTube channels who want to come on for a little bit and talk about what they do. I sent some invites out. We'll hopefully they'll come in and join us. Meigs B is supposed to be coming in. She said she's going to be coming by here shortly, so it'll be interesting to hear what she has to say, some of the Bible changes that she's discovered. But I'm gonna let Harold speak for a little while, because he stays in the know with all the Mandela groups. And by the way, I'm sorry, Teresa Lynch is here with us too. She's my special co-host. Sorry, Teresa. Hey. Hello, you there?
Hey, hi everyone.
Hey, Teresa.
Teresa, we love you. You're the hunter. I don't want you looking for my money, because you'll find it.
Teresa, whoop whoop.
That's a good one. Whoop, whoop.
Yeah, that's my little call for a little shout.
Awesome. Good to have everybody. Yeah, Harold. So what's
Yeah.
in lieu of what we just saw with the Native Americans and why
Right.
they hide during an eclipse? What have you discovered so far in researching the eclipse?
Well, what I found out is that not only the Native Americans, but many other groups believe right now that this signals the coming of revelations in the Bible, and that we are now living during that time. Okay, and that we could expect to see a lot of the prophecies that are in Revelations being fulfilled. Now, according to what I read on several different YouTube sites and different pages that I've been reading, they're saying that during this next 40 days between the first eclipse and the last eclipse, that there's going to be 10 things that are going to happen. Now, I can't name them off the top of my head, but that there was going to be 10 things that were supposed to happen. Now, supposedly, in the past, every time we've had a major eclipse, 40 days later, there's been a war. Okay, it's been like clockwork, and they're saying that. Well, I hope not, but they're saying that this next 40 days after the eclipse, that there may well be a war, and that this time on the 23rd of August, they're already preparing to do a U.S. government joint venture with FEMA and other organizations within the government. They're calling it a Black Sky event. Okay, and basically what that means is they're preparing for an EMT attack or a mega quake or a mega volcano. And they're preparing to, one of these things could theoretically knock the United States back to the Stone Age, basically. And they're trying to prepare to try to handle the social fallout from such an event. Okay.
Maybe that would be a good thing.
Yes, they actually announced it, but I've been hearing, like rumors of different things happening. A friend of mine down in Florida said she saw a whole caravan of military trucks go by her hotel, and it scared her so bad she came back early to New York, because she didn't know what was going on. I mean, it was a lot of Humvees. And they were loaded for bear with 50 caliber machine guns and 20 millimeter cannons. So from what I understand, it's going to be countrywide. It's not going to be just one area. This is going to take place across the entire United States. Now, I don't know how often they do a Black Sky event. I've never heard of it. I mean, I know they've done other type of events that have been like multi-state, like down in Texas, they did one, I don't know, during the time of Obama was in office. But never have I heard it being across the entire country. But they're preparing because, quite honestly, they have been predicting that Yellowstone may well, go off. It may erupt. And they're saying that the lava is a lot wider. The lava flow is a lot wider than they first imagined under the ground. They're saying that it goes across several states.
Yes.
So theoretically, huh?
Sorry, Hal. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Brian.
Well, what I think Teresa had told me earlier that it's interesting how the shadow of the moon of the eclipse passes over not only Yellowstone, but also there's it passes by a couple of places, a couple of Teresa, where
yes,
earthquakes. What do you call those things?
The first
fault
one
lines.
is in Oregon.
It passes over several.
Yeah.
That's what's weird about
over
it.
the Cascades.
We're at in Oregon, if you please.
One in California. and the San Andreas is supposed to be worse than the San Andreas. The Cascades.
Okay, but I mean, in Oregon, where in Oregon specifically?
I believe it's outside of Portland. I wish I had my
Okay.
notes. I wrote it down.
Brian?
Yeah, Teresa was saying something. I'm sorry, I was on
And
mute.
it's just weird the path that it's taken.
Well, the
Brian,
reason I'm asking you is because haven't you noticed that a lot of things are happening in Oregon? I mean, you know, during the history, remember the history,
Yes,
we were talking about the attacks of Japan hitting Oregon,
I know.
and now the eclipse is going over Oregon. Is it going over the same area where that fort is?
Cascades.
Cascade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know, Brian, right offhand?
This video I watched the
I
other
heard
day, it's
Salem.
showing every place that it's going
I heard
over.
Salem.
It's not
Okay,
good. Not good.
that's
words.
Fort Stevens.
Not good.
Wait, Salem's is Fort Stevens?
Fort Stevens, yeah. I don't know the area in Oregon, but it's Fort Stevens. I don't know exactly where.
Yeah, so that's the same place that got missiled, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Hey guys, Unirock said he's going to be here and in the chat in a minute. Finish processing a video, then he's coming in.
Okay,
Okay.
cool. Because
All right.
Brian,
So-
can I just say one sentence?
Sure,
as-
please.
I'm a procrastinator, so I just started looking at this, of course, at the last minute. But one thing in looking at this stuff, because I saw some information on YouTube about being positive or negative, and what we're doing is, as a group and to help each other through chat, through comments, is to gather information. And as we look at the information, all of it, because there's a lot of different perspectives, we can still stay in a centered, whatever spiritual is to you, place. And
Sure,
it doesn't
absolutely.
mean that we're fear mongering. We're looking at information.
Yeah, that's all. And so thank you very much. I appreciate your insight. Well, the reason that I say this is important is because, you know, Brian, we've found that for some reason that area over there keeps getting targeted when we have the Mandela effect. Every time we have a shift, it's always something happening, you know, in World War II in that area, you know?
yeah,
know what I mean?
not to New York's been a big target
That
from
too.
well, New York City,
Yeah. But
that area.
in this case, apparently the is the eclipse coming over that area? Exactly.
Let me see.
I
See,
sent you a
I
video
have-
about it.
I have a map. I got a little booklet that actually comes with the viewing glasses, which was I thought
Right.
was pretty neat. They had it at Lowe's. So let me just look at that real quick. Let's see it.
So
It says get eclipsed August 21st,
Yeah. Get
2017.
eclipsed.
Where will you be for the greatest phenomenon of your lifetime? Do not be left in the dark wondering what just happened. So how long is this supposed to last? What is it, like 3 minutes?
Yeah, something
Like-
like that. It's going to be moving across pretty quickly, you know?
I thought it was 40 minutes from, I might be wrong, from, I read it a couple days ago, where it starts from Oregon until it gets to Florida is about 40 minutes.
Well, it probably is. I think he means across Oregon.
No, I mean
Right?
across. Well, I mean what I mean is like when you're looking up at it,
Sorry.
how long is it supposed to go completely dark? What is it for 3 minutes?
I'm not sure, honestly.
I've heard that it's supposed to take a path like this. It's supposed to from Oregon to South Carolina. It's funny. It goes from Salem all the way to Charleston.
Huh. At an ankle.
93 minutes is what it's supposed to take.
Okay.
How do
And
they know that? How do they know that right off the bat? Like,
I have no idea.
Their measurements are very.
You know, it's amazing how NASA knows this stuff, right? They just come up with it, or, you know, flip a coin. How long will it take? I'm going to go say 90 minutes. Oh, I win. 90 minutes. Nobody will know. Anyway, yeah, that whole thing there with the Mandela effect, it always seems to target that one area of Oregon for some reason. It's always that area, and I just found it kind of interesting that the eclipse goes right over Oregon, right over it again,
It is interesting. And what's the other interesting thing you pointed out about it, Harold, is that didn't you say it goes from west to east, the shadow?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. From west to east. Yep.
Have you guys noticed the moon spin back the way it was supposed to be, like rotate? I've never noticed the moon rotate before until I discovered the Mandela effect.
Yeah, I found out that it actually did that for some reason.
Rotated.
Hey, Brian.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but Alice had a comment, and she might want to join in to be able to share the comment, maybe?
Sure.
Yeah, sure. I'll email her the link real quick.
Okay.
I would love to hear from her, too.
All right.
I have one more thing to say about this, and then I'll stop because it's in my head. And if I don't say it right now, I'll probably lose it because I'm that way. I have a hard time with holding facts. The EMP attack. The reason they're doing this drill is because the North Korea is supposed to have a satellite passing over the United States, and if they were to fire an EMP, it would hit the entire United States around that time, supposedly. And if it does, it'll basically drive the whole entire country back to the Stone Age for about, I don't know, 6 to 10 years.
Yeah, we're so dependent. I mean, let's talk about that for a minute, because we're so dependent on phones and internet,
right?
And Google, for that matter.
Electric lights.
Don't rely on their memory anymore.
Yeah, electric lights and computers and cell phones and iPads and all the wonderful gadgets we have. But if it was all gone tomorrow, could you survive? That's the question. And they're betting you can't, because they're gearing up for an all-out war with us. And that's why they're doing this thing across the whole entire country. Hi, Alice.
Hi, Alice.
Sorry,
Hi, Alice.
I'm babbling here. Hi, Alice. What did you want to share something?
Yeah, Alice, go ahead.
Well, I was just looking when you guys were talking about the path of the eclipse and versus the bomb area for World War II. I was just looking at. I did the side-by-side map, and it's not the same area, but it is close, but it doesn't go over the same area.
Okay. All right, great. But at least it still passes over Oregon, though.
It does. I mean, Oregon is getting an awful lot of attention, which, I mean,
I'm telling you.
My daughter lives in Portland, so color me unsettled. But she won't come home for the eclipse, no matter what I say. I guess that's not a valid reason to get out of work. My mom said the eclipse might be scary is not a reason to take off work.
Let's talk about that. How many people are taking off of work? Be honest.
Well, I don't work.
I don't work,
so yeah.
Well, my work is, guys. That's what my work is. Seriously.
Brian, sorry. Can I read something? Because synchronistically, the only thing that I had time to find, to find was about the Native American. And there was a gentleman who's and excuse me, because I am not a Native American person, so I don't want to say anything wrong, but he was on the Arizona News, and he was an educator. And it says here, if I could just read this short thing, because it really sums it up. They go inside. The Earth surface people are encouraged to display respect and reverence for self in the natural occurrence when a lunar or solar eclipse is evident. No one should eat, sleep, drink water, and avoid looking directly at the eclipse. It is believed a special interdependency and rejuvenating relationship is occurring between the sun, moon, and the surrounding stars, and of which all Earth surface life is connected to. All universal elements connected are experiencing rejuvenation and renewal of relationship for the upcoming spring, summer, autumn, and winter seasons. It is understood by the traditional people that the natural world and elements have an opportunity to sacredly communicate, share close relationship, and to renew their energies to function healthfully. So
I guess it's a sacred event then, basically.
Exactly. And that's what this gentleman, who's one of the top educators, I wrote down his name, said on the news. So I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah, I could see that.
His name is Freddie Johnson, and he's a tribal educator.
Huh.
It's amazing, and see that in itself, the Native Americans have the knowledge. They pass it down through stories and everything else. So they would be the ones to talk to about eclipses, wouldn't they?
Yeah. Oh, you know what you should do? You should get some Native American people on here, like on Sunday night.
True. Yeah, that would be great. That would be great. Yeah, Sunday night would make a great show for that.
Maybe Lone Eagle.
You know, I've lost out on my kind of heritage there because I am Native American. I know ancestors. And I know in my heart I have a deep love for nature in general, respect. So it's true. Like someone commented in the live chat that we've kind of lost out on that. So I'd love to see that happen. That'd be cool.
Yeah, on my father's side, his mother was connected to the Blackfoot Indians, and I found that out when my grandmother told me right before she died. But I've yet to find it in genealogy. I've been looking for it in genealogy, but I have a great respect for the for the American Indians across the country. Because they have a real connection to the land. Something that we've lost over time, and I think it's time for us to try to get it back.
Yes, and I feel it in my heart. There is a commenter in the chat, William Young. He said he can bring quite a few. Just
Sweet.
PM.
Okay.
Okay, William, bring it on.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I totally missed that. What did you say? Because it kind of broke up.
William Young. He says I can bring quite a few Native Americans to your show. PM me if interested.
Yeah, let's see if we can do this possibly tomorrow night, because Sunday night I'm actually going to be in Carolina during the eclipse. We got a hotel room for Sunday, Monday.
Cool.
Awesome. Yay.
Yeah. That's great.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah,
Take lots of pictures.
I'm going to try my best. I've got like 3 cameras. So in case the live gets messed up, because you never know what could happen. The cell towers could get disrupted because
there's so many things
satellites, if you think about what are satellites that we know of, what they've been telling us, these satellites run off of solar power.
Yeah.
Right.
So they could be disrupted for a period of time.
Well, and not just by the eclipse, but also by by manual manipulation. I mean, if
Sure.
if any of their you know, drills and, you know, stuff.
False flags.
Every time they have drills and false flags, really scary
Something-
stuff seems to happen.
Something happens. Yeah.
I mean, I'm just going by history here, you know.
You're right. You're absolutely
Just
correct.
be aware that, you know, that's when really big scary stuff happens. So, you know,
Yeah.
we should
Be
all
careful.
be aware and be on guard and be careful and be safe.
Well, the thing is that it's coming to me, and not to scare anyone. It's just a warning as a potential that could happen. Is they're saying that the animals, probably especially the birds, might act different during this time, and some of the nocturnal animals.
Well, I've already seen the difference.
Deer. I'm thinking probably deer. So I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just saying I've already seen the difference in the animals.
Yeah, I'm picking up.
Almost like they're preparing for it, or they've been preparing for it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We had a giant moth, and I sent Becky a picture of this. We had the biggest moth, and my husband's lived in Los Angeles twice as long as I have. He's been here since 1990, and he's never seen a moth here this size. It was almost as big as his hand, and it flew into our house. It didn't want to leave either. It was beautiful too. It had beautiful markings, but never seen a moth this big, and certainly never one that just came in the house and wanted to move in before. Not even close to this big. I mean, we don't even get like kind of big moths here. We have just the regular little moths, you know, not like super gigantic gonna eat your face off moths. We don't get those here. We don't get those. But we've had the giant bugs and giant moths and all sorts of weird stuff.
I'm seeing some giant bugs as well, and it's like a lot of spiders are just a lot more active, I feel like. For some reason, the insects is, I don't know essentially why. I just get the feeling it's like they're almost preparing to some degree in all. And let's see, Banjo Joe. How long does a total eclipse last? They ask.
I've heard 3 minutes.
Yeah.
3 minutes for totality. And what's really impressive is, and you can't get, everyone's going to be tempted to look at it with their bare eyes. Do not do it. What happens, guys?
Blindness.
You go blind?
Burn your retinas.
If you stare at it, I have to worry about my little girl. She's 3. She could tear the glasses off and look at it. You have to be careful of your children. Not let them look at the sun for too long. I wouldn't even look at it for a few seconds, like not even a second.
And same with it, your cameras too. You have to have, you can get a special piece of glass that you can get from a local glass shop. It'll only cost you a couple dollars.
Oh, really?
Yeah. A special piece of glass to put in front of your camera lens so that you don't burn your eye looking through your camera lens. And I forget the exact name of the glass, but any glass store you go into will know exactly the type that you need, and it won't cost you more than $5. Really inexpensive, and you can just put it right in front of your lens. Really easy.
Let me just say real quick, because I already am blind in one eye from glaucoma.
Right.
I do not wish it on anybody. So guys, take good care of your eyes.
Yeah, I have serious vision problems from neurological issues, and it's horrible. It's horrible.
I'm sorry to hear about that, Alice.
Yeah, it's okay. It's horrible. I can't see anything. I don't know what's happening in front of me.
But you see things in other ways, like the Mandela effects, the changes.
Yeah.
God gave you other gifts.
Yeah.
The James C in the comments or in the chat, he writes, Brian, are you guys going to talk about the second eclipse in 7 years? It begins in Mexico and heads north. It's interesting that it creates an X.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about that?
Right over the United States.
That is really trippy. Really trippy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well,
Like,
I was kind of holding out on that one to see what happened with this one. You know, I mean, I think the X is really the most interesting thing of all, but I think there's so much prophecy tied up with everything that's happening over the next 6 weeks that I think so many people are holding out over the next one to see what happens with the prophecy, you know.
Yeah, it's so many things are supposed they
I'm on-
prophesied to happen within the next 40 days during the two eclipses, and with this lining up right with this dark sky event, it really is kind of scary,
Well,
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 one
I
thing
mean,
you
scary
guys,
because we don't know what's going to happen, I mean, we could have a volcanic eruption, and if we have a volcanic eruption, that will cause an earthquake.
I
So,
think that's what
Harold-
they're preparing for.
Sure.
Go ahead.
that,
Go ahead. Go ahead, Pamela.
sorry, that's when we watch the animals because of the tsunami. Not one animal, well, not one animal died, but the animals know. So they'll tell us. They'll tell us.
Yeah.
They'll tell us. If
Yeah,
we
it's like
listen.
Yellowstone. The animals have been leaving Yellowstone for a while,
I know.
That tells us what's going on there.
Yeah, right.
Hmm.
I think we should be very careful with that,
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, life goes on. I want to talk about some good things. I know we've been talking about a lot of bad things here in the beginning part of the show with being prepared. We're not trying to scare anybody. It's
Right,
all
it's
about
not,
being
it's
prepared.
not bad. We're
No.
fear-mongering, just gathering information and looking at different ways to
What
look
will
at
you do if you lose cell phone service? Have a backup, have an emergency list, have some water, bottles of water, okay? It's stuff to prepare for. Like you're preparing for a major hurricane, sort of, in a way.
Yeah, like earthquake preparedness.
Earthquake. I do want to mention, Teresa brought to my attention about the Mega Millions tonight, or whatever it is, Powerball. Powerball is up to $500,000. I hope you guys played it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Huge.
Huge, yes. I hope
Yeah, I
one
went
of
to,
us out there in the
I got a
audience
ride to
wins.
Prim today, and I was going to go cash out my tickets, and the line was around the building. So I was like, okay, never mind.
Gosh.
State line. It's between Nevada and California. Yeah.
Wow.
Huge line.
Wow.
Yeah, Teresa
I was
told
like,
me.
okay, I'm not going to go stand in that line. Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Well, it's funny you were talking to me earlier about it, and with the numbers and everything, and it's funny how we sync up a lot. And there's some new discoveries I made with some Mandelas. For instance, there's one. Or do you want to talk about? Like you had a recent stroke of luck.
Yeah, go ahead. You know which ones I found. You can talk about them.
Well, it's all right. While we're waiting for Beanie to join and Meeks B to join, it's okay if we talk about it for a few minutes.
Yeah,
Is that okay, guys?
Yeah, I don't.
Well, I discovered Gunsmoke is no longer Gunsmoke. It's Gun.Smoke, the old video game I used to play. That kind of rock and roll.
I remember that game.
You remember Gunsmoke or Gun.Smoke?
Gunsmoke, just because it was like the show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Teresa found me the new Dragnet movie. The R and the A is connected. How about that?
Yeah, show that one. That one's kind of weird.
I'll show you guys this one.
The Raw.
Again with the Raw.
Once again, the R and the A's.
Yeah.
Seems like every time I find something with Raw in it, they're connected. Like almost everything I find, the R and the A is it's like they have to go together.
Mm-hmm. What's one of the ones that I saw with the RA recently that I sent to you, Teresa? There's so many. There's how many people don't recognize Wells Fargo as a Mandela?
That's weirded out. Yeah, that one's Wells Fargo is connected too.
Yeah, the Wells Fargo AR.
What
That's if you guys have Wells Fargo and maybe have noticed this.
I do, and I haven't noticed it.
Look at the AR.
They're connected.
And the
course
hook on
they
the
are.
R.
Because
It's just interesting. I wonder what kind of hidden message they have for us. What is with the raw and the AR? I don't know. I don't know. I'm just
The
seeing
R's,
patterns.
too. All the R's have horns on them now. I've noticed that. The R's, every time I see an R, it's got to have a horn. Some of them are longer than others. You want to talk about the Ford thing too, or you already talked about that before? The Ford.
Well, you noted, Teresa, that the F appears
Logo
longer.
number?
Yeah, but here's the thing. It's not just about logos, okay? Because we're talking change when a company changes a logo, okay? That just kind of gets your attention.
Yeah.
It's just a real attention getter.
we were talking about this earlier, Brian. Remember when I was sending you all the logos for
Yes. You sent me some Volkswagen residue.
I went all the way
Can I
back.
share that?
I went all the way back to World War II, to Nazi Germany, and from World War II to
Wow.
the present, they have never had a connected V and W, according to the logos that they showed me from that era till now. However, when I went looking for logos, I found all kinds of logos that were connected. I mean, it looks like the old logo, the split logos, look brand new on vehicles from World War II. How can that be? When the older vehicles, the ones I'm finding, are not connected. It doesn't make sense. So what I did was I Googled. I didn't Google, actually. I used a Metacrawler, and I looked for a chart of all their logos from World War II to the present day. And according to this chart, they never had a logo that wasn't split in the middle, according to their chart. But I found all kinds of logos that weren't split in the middle. So what does that mean? Obviously, they're wrong, or we're in the wrong place, or AI is correcting
The
things.
AI. Speaking of AI, what did we find today, Teresa, with Activia?
Oh, the AI. Activia. The I and the A is connected.
Oh, and sure enough, too, I noticed the Dannon yogurt now has a cone head shape to the O. It's so funny.
Oh, you mean
That is really bizarre.
No, Dannon had a regular O.
And didn't you see the cone head also, Mandela, and the cone heads?
Yeah, if you look at now, I saw it both ways on Conehead, so I may take down that video. I put it down as a possible because I saw some logos with it. But there again, that one might not be a Mandela. It's just some companies are joining letters later, but they're doing it. Yeah, go ahead.
Can I ask a question? I haven't really heard this question. Okay.
Me
so
should be joining, by the way. Sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry. Okay. So I'm only since December of 2016 into this, but of course, once we realize it, then we're on the couch for 3 days, and then we're watching videos. Okay. I've never really heard this question answered. There has been stories from what I can tell, from Bluebeard, from Jinx Cat does a lot of stories as far as there are stories out there that people wake up and they have a different wife or whatever, or their husband is different. But doesn't it seem odd that there is not more stories like that? I mean, if they talk about the butterfly effect and they talk about, well, we just did this one little thing. I don't know what the beginning was with the butterfly. And it had this massive, I mean, right now, we're all sitting here talking about the Mandela effect. Yeah. So we could be out playing volleyball or doing this. Doesn't it seem odd that our relationships aren't a lot more different? Do you understand what I'm saying? Any thoughts about that?
I know what you're saying, and I have to agree with that. It's something that I've actually thought about quite a bit. Why don't we have, because I have had some weirdness with my husband, and is he the same person? Is he not the same person? You know, and if that's the case, why isn't that the case with every single person in my life?
Well,
I
can I say something? Can I say
Yeah.
something?
Yeah.
My therapist today told me to get away from the Mandela effect.
Yeah. I figured that's what all therapists would eventually tell us all.
Yeah,
You just need to get away from it, Brian.
she told me you need to stop with the Mandela effect.
Yeah.
I've had my dad tell me that before in the very beginning, but he's on board now with it. He supports me. My mother, she's back behind me 100%. I'm not going to stop doing the videos, folks. I mean, I'm already at the point. I mean, I've done like nearly 800 videos. Some of them seem like they keep disappearing though, and some of them get blocked. But ultimately, we're trying to bring about awareness. In fact, I have some T-shirts that this is the first of the T-shirts, guys. So I'll share this with you.
Let's see
If
it.
you guys want to order one,
Let's see.
I'm going to provide a link. You guys can order them.
Nice.
Keep in mind, this is. You see it?
Yeah. Awesome.
And Pamela. Pamela sort of gave me the idea.
Yeah.
Boss memory.
That's awesome. Right on.
Anyway.
Brian, did you make that shirt, or is that one you ordered?
No, it's ordered professionally. I had it done professionally earlier today. Like I said, if you guys want to get them, the more I get, they're cheaper by the dozen. So if I get an order of 12, they actually become cheaper. So
yeah, I would love to order one. Absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And what I would like everyone to do is, if you could email me, mandelaeffectawareness@gmail.com. And Becky, of course, she's going to be helping me with the orders as well. Right, Becky?
I'm going to try to help.
So,
Okay.
And you can order whatever color shirt you want with the words on there. And then I'm thinking whatever Mandela effect you want to put on there for your residue. Such as I thought of putting Pikachu on there on one side with the black.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, so whatever you guys want on there, just it depends on how many colors you get the cost, okay?
When do you need to order in by? Roughly.
Whenever people want to do it. If I get an order of 12, we'll go ahead and get them. Go ahead and I'll help me pull a list of 12. Oh, good. We got both Uni and we have Meeks here. Awesome.
What's up, guys?
Hey.
What's up? Howdy.
Hey.
Hi.
What's up, Meeks?
Hi.
There's some cool people in here. All you guys are cool.
You know it.
All you guys are cool. So Meeks, Teresa is super excited to see you here. I don't think she's ever gotten to talk to you. Teresa, you there?
I'm excited.
Oh, what's up, Teresa? How's it going?
Hi.
Oh my goodness.
A big thing for me.
What are you? This is like a huge party on here.
Oh, it is.
This is amazing.
Oh my
It's like all the Mandela people.
It's an honor to meet you. It's an honor to meet you.
Aw, thanks.
Big time.
Aw, thanks so much, guys.
I'm like shaking right now. I'm so happy.
Oh my gosh. Get out of town, girl.
Meeks is a sweetheart, man. I'm telling you. Like, well, you know, I'm not just, but you're my girl. So.
What's up, Becky? What's up, Alice and Harold?
I was just sharing your last video about the word chode.
Oh my gosh.
That's crazy.
Oh my
That's a crazy
goodness.
video.
Guys, can you believe that?
No, I couldn't believe it.
It shocked me.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Right now we're on the track of
I'm
the.
the residue hunter, right? Ryan?
Yes. Yeah, you're the residue hunter.
She is on the
She's
residue
the
hunter, right?
best. She's the best at what she does. You know what that means?
That residue.
I find the impossible.
Hey.
Meeks or Megs?
Oh, it depends on how the Mandela effect has manifested my name to people. So
Megan Belms. I seriously thought you were Megan Belms, and you thought I was Brian McFarland. That's funny.
Yes. But like, I think they really do. Even Kat had a thing like that happen to her last night. She had on Pastor Robbie Santiago. We were all chatting on her channel, and she knows that his name used to be spelled Robbie on his channel, and she was like, wait a minute, it changed to Robbie with a Y recently. Like, that's just doing it to all our names. I don't know why. It's so silly, you know. At this point, it's just so ridiculous. But yeah, Meigs is best.
Well, it's hilarious. Thanks for not thinking I'm a hologram or anything.
Oh, you're very welcome.
No. But yeah, we have Uni here. I was hoping to gain some insight from both of you guys, including Harold and anyone else in the chat here that wants to answer some questions. We're all talking about the eclipse, and we're kind of leading into some of the Bible changes. We were just kind of shooting the breeze there for a minute with some effects. So what do you guys know? One of you answer me. Either Harold, Meigs, or well, we've been hearing mostly from Harold here. I wanted to hear from you guys. What do you think about the coming eclipse?
Go ahead, Meigs. I'll talk after you.
I was killing time until you got here.
Oh my goodness. Well, all I can think of is like the Chris Cornell thing with the black hole sun, and you know, like I don't necessarily want to give like Richie from Boston's channel a big, you know, like lots of kudos, except, you know, he obviously is awesome, but he like attacks Mandela effect people, so I'm a little iffy with Richie. But he does have pretty excellent coverage of sort of like Freemasonic imagery and that kind of thing. He talks about what the Freemasons study and believe and all that stuff. And so I've seen a lot of images on his channel that were like old Freemasonic drawings and engravings or whatever with the black hole sun, like the shaded in black sun in the sky in between the two pillars. And, you know, I mean, that's just something that's been foreshadowed in lots of media. You know, you got The Simpsons and stuff. Like I absolutely think, and Richie from he talks a lot about the sun simulator too. So because the eclipse kind of just jumped right up on us, you know, without very much warning, I think it's pretty much going to be a manufactured, pre-planned event. And I don't even want to go outside that day, except I'm going to try to record it at the St. Louis Arch. Like, I'm going to try to record it through the Arch.
That'd be cool.
For one of my friends. But otherwise, I wouldn't even want to go outside that day.
I just got one comment to make based on what you just said.
Yeah.
Did you happen to hear, I mean, you were talking about the arches, right? The
pillars. Yeah,
the
the columns.
Well, did you happen to hear that they set up a pillar of ball, which they're calling now the Pillar of Triumph. They're setting up this arch, and the director of this arch said that this arch is basically a homing device, and and they were saying that this guy said it's basically a homing device for beings that are in other dimensions.
Oh yeah,
that's the guy that set it up. You know, so who knows if now once we go into the eclipse, maybe something will happen, you know.
I know. It seems like the perfect time for the powers that be to just like rip the veil right open.
Yeah,
and gosh, I just thought of like the St. Louis Arch. It could be a portal. It could be one of those portals that Jesus is gonna come through. Maybe I don't want to be anywhere close to the Arch.
Yeah, maybe not go there that day.
Maybe. Oh gosh, I don't know. I kind of want to see it, but I think it's I don't know. It just feels so evil to me. You know, I don't even want to be outside that day because everything I've heard about the patented sun simulator and you know the sun just being completely different and You know, people take their like Geiger counters in the sunshine. It's like radiation goes off the charts now. It's like,
wow.
I don't know what that thing is in the sky. And I just think any kind of eclipse like this that hasn't been announced, like Photohelix did that video where, you know, he's like, wait a minute, this just jumped up on us here.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like why did they just put all this stuff out to hype it up, just as like the quote unquote conspiracy theorists are starting to talk about it now, you know? Like,
Yeah,
are they
and
gonna
now
keep it secret or what?
Now we have 2 moons in the sky too, some nights too.
Yeah.
We just saw that not long ago. We saw the moon was supposed to be a crescent moon, and I took a picture of a full moon in the sky.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I asked Candace Gann, my partner, and she says to me, "Oh no, it's a crescent moon," but I just got a picture of a full moon. Now she lives in New Zealand. So
Wow.
so from New Zealand they saw the moon as a crescent moon, but from where I live in Pennsylvania, it's a full moon.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I've been seeing all sorts of weird slices out of the moon too, just like crescent moons, but like really awkwardly shaped. Like they just don't look natural at all.
Right.
Tell her there's
Hey,
been a lot of
Biggs?
recent ones and ask her if
Biggs?
she's aware of those.
Yeah.
Biggs, Teresa wanted me to ask you off. Go ahead, Teresa. Did you want to ask about what you wanted to ask her? Go ahead.
Hey, me?
Yeah.
I know you get freaked out about the changes with the body. Do you know there's more?
Oh my gosh, yes. Oh,
I know.
yes. I'm like way more curious than I am freaked out though. But you know what? I've kind of just, you know, once you realize like one thing changed, you just have to like just have a sense of humor about it, you know, and like not care so much. Like
Roll with the punches.
yeah.
There's more changes. Hey, Brian, you want to tell her?
Yeah. Well, apparently we now have these in the cheekbones, right? And we have cartilage in our ribs. Does anybody remember cartilage in the ribs?
Ugh.
Cartilage in her ribs.
No.
I learned when I was.
Show a picture.
What,
Show her pictures.
I'll show a picture. Anyway, when I was in school, we learned cartilage is in your nose and in your vertebrae. That's what I remember. What do you guys remember?
Right. Never
Yeah,
in the ribs. Ugh. I heard that they can regenerate now too. Your ribs can regenerate. Like,
And your lungs now make blood.
oh my gosh.
Well,
Yeah.
I've been X-rayed twice in the last 2 years. So I could gladly share my X-rays on another video. Actually, both sets of X-rays. I'll put those out there for everybody.
Brian, there's more. Tell her about us looking like.
But wait, there's more.
Yeah, because I know you get really,
Yeah, there's more.
and that's why we went into detail. Like I had Melissa, she was helping us out. With
We check every day. We check our bodies every day. Not our own bodies, but
who's it that found the rib changes? Was it Evan? Evan found it. Evan Powers. You guys
Yeah, I
remember those
think it was.
videos?
Yeah, he did a
was,
great
yeah.
video on that.
He did. He did do a good job.
And then
Yeah,
there's
look at this, guys.
and
the line in the face.
too. Now we look like Morph from Star Trek.
Right, but also another thing. Look at this.
Meggs. You're not gonna like the.
The sternum comes in 3 pieces now, just like an insect body.
Oh my gosh. Ew.
And we have this butterfly. It looks like a butterfly, doesn't it?
Oh, it kind of does.
Upside down butterfly.
Oh, that's terrifying. I don't like that one bit. I don't like the tiny rings, like next to the neck and going down. Like that never was like that for me. Those like tiny rib rings. I'm just like, come on.
Rib rings.
The anatomy changes always freak you out, though.
Yeah, I know.
Never like these.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, the Klingon skulls.
Yeah.
It is happening.
I don't like
Yes,
those.
Klingon. Yep, on the back too.
That was like someone was forming it with clay and like stopped part of the way through and was like, "Yep, okay, I'll get back to this later," and never did.
I love that video you guys did. My jaw was on the floor the whole time. I was just like, oh my gosh, there's like a billion changes. It just doesn't stop.
By the way, just so we all make this clear, that is the, how do you pronounce it? Occipital?
Occipital.
Occipital. Thank you. Occipital bone. Who said that? Alice?
Alice, yeah, that was me.
Yeah. Oh, Alice. Oh, and what is this called? The lambda? The part here in the back where the three join?
Yes.
What does this look like right off the bat to you guys? What do these three look like?
What do you mean?
The flux capacitor.
Oh my gosh!
Right, it does.
I didn't even think about it.
It's what makes time travel possible.
Maybe that's behind all the changes. It's the flux capacitor's fault. That's what they really have at CERN.
Hey, it's a soccer
Great,
ball.
Scott.
Come on, huh?
Oh my
Has
God.
anyone been having, I got a question.
Yeah.
Has anyone been having any pains physically, like around the skull area?
Oh, me.
Headache.
Headache.
Yeah.
Oh, poor Alice.
Oh, me. I've had a migraine for about the last 24 hours.
Oh no.
Yeah. I've been in bed all day.
Oh.
But yeah, the body pains have been. Ooh, anyone else besides me?
Headaches. Yeah.
Yeah.
Myself, I let you know, like the top part, you know, it just like it's really tender to touch.
Oh, the top. Anyone else? Yeah, the top of my head. I almost felt like someone dropped a hammer on my head. Like the top of my head is so sensitive to the touch.
Whoa.
Mine was on both sides. Now, you know, it's.
Mine's more on the left than the right, but the whole top of my head.
Wow.
And now we have a line going across our nose too, right?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember that line being above there. And
It
I
wasn't.
said bridge, but I meant like the bridge of the nose. So yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Testimonial Truth, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good.
Yeah, I'm multitasking, but I'm good.
Rena told me to ask you guys if you ever heard of earwigs that can fly. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
Earwigs.
No. That is
Why?
my
We have
worst
No.
nightmare. No.
But we got
Can you stop it now?
plastered by a million freaking dragonflies.
Anyone know what the earwigs look like? Because I had to show.
No.
They're ugly. They have these pincers on the back of their tail.
That's
Oh
scary.
my God. No.
They can't fly.
Oh,
Come on. Come
Don't show
on,
us-
guys.
Don't show us ones with wings.
What
Hang on.
what exactly is an earwig? Am I just not knowledgeable about that? What's an earwig?
Oh man, your worst nightmare. They're so freaky. And now they fly, and it's
Now they
just
fly.
come on.
Yeah, okay, I have to look this up. Oh my goodness.
There it is.
Ah, so
We get those a lot here at my
that looks
house,
Hey,
so
what
I'm
does it look
really happy
Flying
about
I see
earwigs?
Brian.
Silence of the Lambs. That's Silence of the Lambs right there.
Yep. Oh.
We don't
Yeah,
have
okay.
No, bueno.
I've seen enough, Rena. Thank you for sharing that.
No, what we had this year was 1 billion dragonflies. Here where I live, they were plastered on everything. There was like a
Whoa.
yeah. I went to eat at a restaurant. They were covering the building completely.
Whoa.
Really?
Yeah.
See, that's like eclipse behavior. That's eclipse behavior right there.
There was like 1 billion dragonflies on this building.
That's like plagues.
Yeah, I've been reading about strange animal behavior because I'm doing a video on the eclipse, and that's just one thing that interests me ever since the attack of the moth the other night. And swarms of dragonflies from one of the things that I read about.
Oh, that's insane.
Yeah.
I did a video on that yesterday, actually.
You did?
Spiders, yeah, they take down their webs during eclipses.
I read about that as well. Yeah, they like remove them during the eclipse. It's like during the actual eclipse is when they do it, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Speaking of insects and bugs,
Alex,
Yes.
Brian,
I wanted to get the next question.
Okay.
Go ahead and do that, and then I'll direct the next question toward Uni, who's here with us, because both Meegs and Uni. Well, actually, Uni. Uni, how long can you stay on, brother?
I probably got another 20 minutes or so.
Okay, because I wanted to ask you about these spiders. Go ahead. Who had the question before mine? I'm sorry.
Well, I just wanted to say I'm sorry. I was going in and out of Hangout. So when I came back on, I heard you guys talking about dragonflies. And I've been seeing dragonflies in this park all the time. So I finally looked up the metaphysical meaning of dragonflies. And I mean, it's good. I mean, their metaphysical meaning is transformation, change. I mean, it's a good thing if as far as
so interesting that they would swarm during eclipses. Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Fascinating. Yes. Huh. Fascinating.
I mean, because we're seeing a lot of them. Do you think that the eclipse is related to it, perhaps, or seeing all the
eclipse
dragons?
is meant to mean transformation. For a lot of ancient cultures, consider it to be a time of transformation.
Well,
so
wait a minute. Speaking transformation, has anybody noticed the extra bone we have? In the back, it looks like wings growing out.
No.
Oh, this sphenoid bone. Oh, in your back.
In your back.
I think so. Yeah, the sphenoid in the back.
Yeah, the sphenoid bone looks like a weird, like, evil moth from Silence of the Lambs or something.
Yeah.
I don't ever remember learning about that. I took anatomy classes in art school. I mean, they weren't like from, as as you would take in medical school or whatever. But I mean, I don't remember so many of these things. and it astounds me when I go up to. I mean, I talk to everyone I can about the anatomy changes, and it's like I just keep getting like, oh well, I never really paid much attention, and it's like it's just so funny, because you don't have to have had you don't have to have had. I can't even speak right now. You don't have to pay. You don't have to be an expert on anatomy to understand that the skull never had like 6 to 82 like drill like 4-inch drill bit size holes in your skull.
Now, apparently, there's 2 new holes over here in the cheekbones.
Oh my goodness! Yeah.
But we don't have any behind our eyes. We have bone there.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm just astounded. Oh, and I'm still surprised over this new organ that who did this video recently? I think her channel's called The Greatest of These Is Love, but she talked about the omentum, which is an organ of like ropey fat over our bellies. It's so weird, guys.
How do you spell it?
O-M-E-N omentum. O-M-E-N-T-U-M. The pictures are so gross.
Me either. I never heard of it.
But it's this woman did a great video. I forgot her name, but her channel's called The Greatest of These Is Love. Okay. But it's basically like, they're just calling everything organs now.
Well, what does it do?
Mesentery.
That was never an organ. Come on, you guys.
No.
What does that do? What is its purpose?
I really don't know. I don't even know if there is one, just to freak us out because it's a Mandela organ. That's the purpose.
Mandela organ.
Wait a second. Wait. What does this remind you of right here? What does that remind you of? Like in C-3PO, aren't his wires showing now?
Are they?
Yes.
Yeah, little girl.
We have to keep watching C-3PO for his changes. I've got Damien Gross is checking that out.
Does he have an omentum?
He does.
He does have an omentum. Hang on. Momentum. Sounds like momentum.
Look at that. Yeah. He does.
He kind of does.
He does. And his palms turn black, and he's got this pokey thing on his chest.
And one leg is silver.
The leg is silver. How about I wanted to ask the spider question about the eclipse. Just getting back into that real quick, because that is the center point of our discussion for tonight. and the effects that's going on. You did a video recently about spiders. You want to talk about that for just a minute?
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty cool. Like, I was looking up what the ancients, the different societies thought about the eclipse and what, you know, I was trying to get more in depth than the basic videos that pop up on YouTube and like the different web pages that come up. And I saw that talking about spiders, and there's actually an app, I mentioned it in the video, where they're trying to get people to download the app and then observe the animals in their area during this eclipse, because it's like a significant eclipse, so they can get more data. So they're asking like a lot of people to do this, which seems cool. But spiders, yeah, they turn down their webs when the eclipse happens. They take them down or put them up or something. Or if they don't have a web up, they'll start building a web. You know, they do the opposite of what they're doing when the eclipse happens, which I'm trying to kind of figure that out in my head. But some people were equating it to, you know, like trying to the energy of transformation, or, you know, trying to like a New Year's Eve type of energy. They're saying that is present in an eclipse, and, you know, it's pretty cool. Good information. Yep.
Wow. I wondered if maybe it had some sort of reset for them, you know, if it like it was a reset in their nervous system or something. You know?
I know.
That's what I was thinking about.
I have a just thought that just come to me, Alice. I'm sorry to speak over you, but I was just I don't want to forget. You know how that goes with me. Okay, so they're supposed to have a frequency type of vibe. Be able to. Oh God, I'm going to research
vibrations.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was going to say that because they know sound better than we do.
Yeah. It's a.
Yeah.
So
react.
Wow.
I
think I feel where you're going with this.
Maybe that's a part of it.
I just posted the frequencies.
An effect on them.
Yeah. I just heard that their webs have nanocrystals in them. I was researching like nanoparticles and piezo crystals, but they with stuff like Morgellons research, you're gonna run into all these like weird synthetic piezo crystals that people start growing it. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's real crazy. But those are also found in spider webs. So they create little crystals that can pick up frequencies, and that's kind of how they sense like movement in the web too. So I don't know if the frequency raises dramatically during eclipses and they can just sense that or not.
I'm wondering, I'm going to research that a little. I've noticed the spiders especially acting as if they're preparing, like I've noticed that more with spiders.
Migs, I just wanted to mention to you that I've done extensive study on mind control.
Oh yeah,
and people that are affected by mind control, and apparently the people that were directly affected by mind control, like the beams, they develop Morgellons syndrome.
Oh yeah, that's huge in gang stalking. Lots of gang stalking victims develop Morgellons. We actually all have them, Morgellons fibers in our bodies, but only a very small percentage of us is actually sensitive to them. And for some reason, people that start getting gang stalked, like they develop a high sensitivity to Morgellons and start getting like more like lesions and stuff. It's terrible. It's a terrible subject to talk about, but it's very important actually to talk about it, because I think, this is getting into another topic, but I think that gang stalking and Morgellons and mind control, mass hypnosis, EMF, ELF technology, that has so much to do with the Mandela effect and how it's happening.
I think so.
We all have these things inside of us.
Right, but the reason I mention it is that it's directly connected to energy-based weapons, basically. That when they use these weapons, for some reason, it initiates something in our body that causes the Morgellons syndrome to become, I guess, come to the front, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Very true.
But I just wanted to mention that. You brought it up, and I just had to mention it.
Yeah, for sure. And you know, we can talk about this or not, Brian, but I was gonna tell everyone just real quick, if you guys want, first of all, everyone should research Morgellons just to get a feel for what it is. And Joni Mitchell actually has it, but it's in everyone's body. It's in the air. It's in our food. Arguably, it's you know, in the chemtrails. That's how it's sort of gets into the air in the first place. But basically, they're like little nanoparticles that basically just kind of hybridize with our DNA. And for most people who aren't sensitive to them, like, it doesn't bother you. You won't be able to tell that you even have them. But for some people, they're highly sensitive to it, and they start growing fibers and little hexagonal crystals that actually emit their own light. I mean, this stuff is like straight out of a sci-fi book, but it really, this stuff does, it was synthetically, it's man-made, it's a bioweapon that's being spread across the land, basically, and it's, the CDC, the Center for Disease Control, has, you know, researched it, but then they halted their research because they said
they found out that they're doing it.
Well, it was them. They invented it, so they're not going to research themselves.
Once they recognized it, they researched it. Yeah.
Oh, it's smart.
And then they said, it was just cotton fibers, and you know, everyone go home, nothing to worry about.
Right.
Yeah,
but it's not coming out of your skin. It's on your skin. It's not coming out of your skin. You people must be crazy.
Right.
Yeah. It's just stuck to you.
You see that, right? Look what it causes. It causes, let's see, there are reports, this is from medicine.net, Morgellons disease causes, there are reports of diseased patients with Lyme disease. Many healthcare professionals believe that Morgellons disease is a form of psychosis, causes the person to imagine that they're being infected by parasites. What?
Yeah. It's so crazy because, I mean, there's so many levels to it. But on the very basic level, this is a synthetic type of bacteria, fungal bacteria that it's a nanoparticle, and you ingest it through air, food, and water, and it's a bioweapon. It attaches to your DNA. And so people that are highly affected by this start growing rapidly these different colored fibers that they shed from their skin, and different kinds of crystals, hexagonal crystals, from all parts of their skin. And they feel like this is terrifying stuff to talk about, but they feel like there's bugs crawling under their skin, and that's just them like growing and shedding this weaponized fungal self-replicating like synthetic material, nanomaterial. And this is from our government, guys. I do believe this is how the Mandela effect is working, because the Morgellons victims will say one of the main symptoms of having Morgellons is brain fog and extreme like mental slowness, and you know, it doesn't just grow in your skin or on your skin. It gets all over the place, and this stuff is like almost alien. You know, I don't believe, I'm a flat earther, so I don't believe in that stuff. But
that sound like,
I have a Mandela affected friend who has Morgellons.
Wow.
And Anthony,
I'm sorry to hear that.
I'm sorry.
Anthony,
he had Morgellons long before Mandela too.
Wow. Yeah, that's terrible. I mean, has he found a cure?
He has it well under control. I know that. But the word cure is not one that he uses.
Right. Because it's really like it's everywhere lying dormant. You know, I even saw tonight somebody had put a little piece of hay under a microscope, and they found one of these like pink Morgellons crystals that like emits light and stuff. And you know, like they're just on everything. They're in chicken nuggets. You know, there's so many pictures online of people opening chicken nuggets, and you find red and blue microfibers and the hexagonal crystals in there, like blue and red fibers.
No more McDonald's for this guy.
Hold on a second. Where's the EPA and all this and everyone else, the Food Health Administration?
Right.
Oh, they're laughing themselves to the bank for being paid off to be quiet about it.
Right. Not talking about this epidemic, are they?
Speaking of particles, guys, there's something that was floating around on the internet that Unirock, you did a video on this. The Mandela particle is fake. Is it real or is it fake?
The article itself was a joke. I mean, some people, well, so I went and found the only other reference of the Mandela particle, which was like a article that tried to act like it was published in the 2012, and it had an article, a newspaper article. So I downloaded it and put it in Photoshop and, you know, examined the newspaper article, and it was copy and pasted together with a computer. So, I mean, I don't, you know, think that even the newspaper article was real. But, yeah, the guy wrote it at the bottom of the Mandela particle thing. You know, there's only, like I said, the 2 web pages that even ever reference it. The one web page says it's a satire and the guy was joking. And it does talk about Nazis and, you know, like a certain scientist impaling himself on the Hadron Collider in it and stuff like that. So it is a little extreme, but.
Oh, so it's like an Onion article or something like that?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I researched that all day too, and I got nowhere with it as well.
Moneybags was talking about it.
Yeah, I saw that.
It was weird to have that one thing, that 1973 article.
Yeah.
That was strange.
Right.
Yeah, that's the one I put into Photoshop. It had like, it was like a newspaper cutout. It looked
Was
like
it just I didn't do that. Was it a cut and paste in there?
Yeah, it was like, okay, where like on the top right it said like science article or something, and then it had the page number and every single piece of text was in a box. So like you could see there, you know what I mean? Like near the letters there was gray haze, you know, like some type of background, but none on the empty parts.
Right.
You know, it was put together basically.
Okay.
I don't know why. That's what I'm trying to look into. I'm trying to look into why, you know, because this website really had no motivation to make the article and to act like this. They don't cover the kind of stuff that would make
it wasn't a satire website in any way.
Yeah,
Could
and
it
it
have
was
been
a
done
nerd news
Could it have
website.
been done as like a prep for the movie?
I don't know. I mean, I didn't see him reference it at all, and it was more towards CERN. That I don't even think it really even said anything about the Mandela effect in it, honestly. But it's really strange. So there's definitely
the only place you saw Mandela and effect together was in that 1973 article, but it didn't have the 2 words like Mandela effect. It just had them in the same sentence, but not together.
Which I found highly, you know, highly.
Yeah, it was really weird. Yeah. It was very strange.
P.S. Did you guys hear? I like heard this yesterday on a Fritz Springmeier interview. I don't know if you guys have seen this yet, but he was saying that at Nelson Mandela's actual funeral in the 80s, which he said definitely existed, he said there was a satanic prayer that was said during that funeral. And he said, this was, just type in Fritz Springmeier Mandela effect, and it's the long interview that he has on YouTube. But in that, he says there was a satanic prayer done, and in Latin, they spoke about change during that prayer. So I don't know.
Oh, wow.
I thought that was interesting because you don't really hear many people talking about like Nelson Mandela's actual funeral that apparently never happened in the 80s. But
I see that.
Except it did.
Yeah, he's a really interesting guy too. Fritz Springmeier talks about.
I'll have to check that out.
And all these books about the Illuminati bloodlines and whatnot. But he's an interesting guy. Do you guys remember that song, Free Nelson Mandela?
Yeah. And I also remember Wendy Mandela.
They used to play that, like one of my art teachers used to play that during class all the time. Like on repeat. I never thought like Mandela would take over my life. Never thought he would be
weird. That basically was a joke with the particle. Was that set out to mock us, maybe, or what was the purpose of that? You know, I'm trying to figure that out.
That's what I thought. That's what I'm looking into now, is seeing what these people, you know, what their motivations are. You know, it's strange to say the least.
Did they have any weird name, like some hacker name or something like that? You know?
No, I mean, he was just a regular guy that had been posting at the website for a while. He, you know, was just one of their normal article writers for this nerd news is what they called it. You know, news for nerds type. I liked the page. Once I found the web page, I was like, well, this is cool. You know, nerd news. I could get down with this. You know, and then that was the one weird article in the bunch. I tried to find other articles that could kind of go in, you know, in line with it, but no avail yet.
Well, I kind of wanted to talk about that a little bit because if you think about it, who really checks behind the news? Nobody, right?
Oh no,
we do.
Just us, exactly.
Yeah.
The new movie that's coming out. Has anyone seen any kind of trailer or anything like that for the new movie that's come out in 2018? Is there any?
I'm obsessed over everyone's Instagrams that's gonna be starring in the movie because I'm such a dork. It's gonna be a total sham. And
what?
Me. Probably like some MK Ultra going on with some of the actors. Who knows? I think it's like a sham that's going to be put in place to discredit and just make everything seem sci-fi and like a psychological thriller. And because you know what, none of those actors, they could easily be trying to get into the Mandela Effect community, even to study what their role's going to be about, but they don't. They don't do that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so guys, look at this. I bought this book the other day. I don't know if you can see that. The Memory Illusion. It's the one by Dr. Julia Shaw. I'm reading into it. And on page 129, this is what she says about being brainwashed. In my own research, I implant rich false memories of complex emotional events. I convince people they did things which they absolutely did not do. And they go on to tell me about those things in incredible detail. What? When I tell people about my work, they invariably ask me whether I use hypnosis to achieve this. And after I explain to them that you do not need any such technique, they almost always follow up with, so how does your brainwashing work then?
Whoa.
This is a prime example of someone.
Emmy's right on the front cover.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, you guys see that. That is crazy. They're mocking us with this book.
Wow.
Well, of course. That's obvious, you know. And I actually, Candace posted a something about a woman who does this for a living. She hacks people's brains, basically their memories, and she said that it's really easy to do if you know details from their life. You can just add those in and basically make them doubt anything. She says. She says, yes, I can make you believe you're a thief. I can make you believe anything.
You break somebody down enough, you can definitely get them to believe anything. You know, that's like a consequence of torture and mind control. And I've been through it. I was in the military, and we went through some pretty crazy stuff in basic training to get prepared to do what we had to do. You know.
What do they do? They convince you that you're a killing machine, right?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, you know,
that's the first thing.
Blood, guts, kill. That was like our chant. But they actually the weirdest thing that ever happened was the first 2.5 weeks or 3 weeks, we'd go outside and do like literally 5 push-ups, 5 sit-ups, and run a mile. Then we'd go sit inside this big room, and there'd be a projector, and there's like they'd show us these movies for like 12 hours a day. And they were the weirdest. It's almost like Clockwork Orange type stuff. It was the weirdest thing ever. We did this for 3 weeks. And like, if we fell asleep in there, we'd have to get smoked, which meant they would physically exercise us until steam came off our bodies, literally, like till you started to steam. Wow. No joke. Yep. Swear to God. But yeah, and I don't remember a lot of the content. And I remember just a few little quips of what was in the movies. And like one of the main things was they've got, and you can find these on the internet. They're like, there's these gunships called AC something or other. It's like AC-150 gunships or something, 130 or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, because I know there's a C-130 propeller plane, but there's actually a gunship, and they're in the atmosphere. They're really high up, and they use like infrared to look down at the ground, and they shoot different size rounds to take out enemies that are in certain areas, you know, in wars. And we did this in Iraq a lot, but we would, in basic training in that room, I remember watching video after video after video for hours of the gunships, you know, seeing the guys like run out, and you'd see a car, and it was all in night vision. They'd run out in the field, they'd drop all their missile launchers and weapons because the soldiers would be like getting close to finding them, and they would bomb them, and you know, you'd see a big explosion, and then they'd be gone. And we just watched things like that over and over and over and over and over. It was crazy.
So what is the purpose of them doing that? They're trying to get you to believe a certain way. Is that right?
That, and to acclimate us for war, get us used to what we're going to see. You know, death and destruction, and that way you're not as surprised when you actually experience it. You know, and
that's crazy.
Brian.
Yes, Harold. I want to thank you for your service too, Unirock. I am.
Anytime, bro.
Go ahead, Harold. You're.
I was just gonna mention that the purpose of going through basic training is, you know, first of all, to break you down, to get rid of your personality, pretty much, and then rebuild you back up to be able to pull the trigger when they ask you to do it.
Oh, yeah.
But not even to think about it. In other words, it's a muscle memory. It's not even a thought anymore. You know, you just do it. And you also have to face the fact that you might be killed, your own life, your own mortality. You know, and it's in that moment you realize that, you know, once you face that and you push through that, then pretty much nothing else phases you in your life. I mean, you know, I found that ever since I got out of the military, nothing much has fazed me. I mean, because once you face the possibility of your own death, you know, what else is there? There's nothing much. I mean, you know, aside from salvation, obviously, and that. But I mean, as far as physically, once you face the fact that you can kill or die, you know, that pretty much sums it up. You know, I mean, that's what I experienced when I was there.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I know. I hate to pick on you, Adam. Been kind of. You there, Adam? Oh boy, just dropped out.
Fell out.
I don't know. Sometimes we have connection problems on Hangouts, so it's Pamela has been dropping in and out. If you noticed, and it might be her connection over there. So I'm sorry about that, you guys. I did boost my internet, so instead of like 20 meg, we have 50 meg over here.
Oh, cool.
I don't know what you guys' speeds are, but I think 50s should be sufficient. So.
But yeah, back to this eclipse, man.
Yes.
You know, it's really crazy because like the different things you guys have brought up so far, like I find it really weird that, you know, we didn't hear too much about it until about a year ago. It was like almost a year on the dot. Now I know it was talked about a little, but you know, it kind of came out of nowhere. It was made a big deal, and then so like I use the Google and the news aggregators to kind of see what the media is trying to feed me. And every time I go in and I see something about the eclipse, there's a link to another article, you know, hey, come buy these eclipse glasses, and, you know, just, you know, all this other stuff about, you know, eclipse. Hey, if you want to record the eclipse, your cell phone's not going to work that well, so try this camera. And it seems like it's becoming really commercialized. And what sucks is it's being commercialized in the news, which is, you know, I've been really bitching about fake news and this fake news that we are forced to look at all the time, where they're trying to steer us. They're trying to steer us to a conclusion, which is the exact opposite of what reporters have been trying to do for the last 100 years. Reporters used to uphold a code like a doctor does, and they used to try to just report what they saw. And now we don't get that anymore, and it's pathetic, you know?
I agree.
Yeah, I agree too. It's like it's being pushed and very fast. You know, it seems like the astronomers and everybody would have known about this eclipse years ahead of time. In fact, I know, like, I don't know about you, but I was kind of scared. 2012, they've been pushing this Nibiru, but if it hadn't been for Nibiru, I probably wouldn't have discovered the Mandela effect, which I forget when you said you discovered it or when you fell into it, Uni. I discovered it last year around August. Anybody else?
Yeah, about a year ago.
Yeah, about a year for me.
About a year. Yeah.
Can't believe it's been that long.
Yeah.
What a year it's been.
I'm telling you.
Oh my goodness.
Well, you can't even like you look up at the time and it just goes by so fast. I knew I had like 2 hours before the show to prepare, and just I don't know what happened to the time. That's why like sometimes like we'll be 5 or 10 minutes late broadcast because I'm trying to plan for everything. That little what is it, like not even like 3-minute clip that took me a whole hour to prepare, guys. And Uni does such a great job with his shows, guys. If you're new to my channel, or please check out Uni's channel as well. He also has cool tunes and everything. Meigs does a whole lot with the Bible changes. I'm sure you all know her. I wanted to ask you, Meigs, this question comes from Rena. She wanted to know, well, pretty much all of you guys can answer. I wanted you to answer this one about the syncs. Have you noticed any syncs, Meigs? Like, especially with times and like, have you synced with anybody? Like, I can tell you, like, I was washing the dishes one night, and I recorded the day and time. If I can pull it up, it happened at around 6:45 p.m. roughly, and I remember washing the dishes, and I could hear that a raging fire, that one by what's his name, Philip Phillips, and we realized somebody left the stove on. So.
Oh wow.
But it borderlines premonition, which is kind of weird. So let's talk about some of these syncs, guys, because Rena brought up an interesting point about this stuff.
Oh,
we did
yeah.
this the other day.
When
never seen it go away either. Go ahead.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, when I was just waking up to the Mandela effect, and I had just also found God. I think my story is pretty similar to Guy Fawkes' story, where he like found God and he asked God if there was anything that he needed to be shown, and that was basically how it happened to me too. So I was waking up, I woken up to the Mandela effect, flat Earth, the fact that there's a spirit world all around us, and then a few other conspiracy related things. So that's when synchronicity stuff started happening for me, but it only started really like getting in my face like at that time, like those couple weeks, and then it kind of went away. But like the craziest one was when I was looking at the geography changes, and I lived in Australia for like almost a year, and I was looking at Australia and listening to either like a Nobleness D video on the geography changes or a Lone Eagle video, and they were talking about Australia, and I was looking at it with my jaw on the floor, because I'm telling you, it didn't look like that when I lived there. Like it was way out.
That's right. You were talking about Japan too, weren't you, Meigs?
Yeah. I never lived in Japan, but yeah, I definitely studied it because I was going to teach English there. But so just as I was like stunned out of my mind that Australia was way different than it was.
Wow.
I get a text from a person that it was odd that they texted me at that hour. I hadn't heard from them in a long time. And they asked me, oh, so what was that Australian movie that you were recommending to me again? And this was like months and months ago that I had like said anything about this video to this person. And they texted me right at the moment where I was like jaw on the floor over Australia. And it was so random and weird and such a synchronicity. I just like threw my phone across the floor. No, that was really weird. But because it was almost like, you know, there was someone watching me, you know, to like text me about Australia like right at that moment. But otherwise, all that kind of synchronicities like that, like I never really have them anymore. But what about you guys?
I call it the science of synchronicity. Like I've noticed it since I was like a teenager that it seems like if I have a dream and then a few weeks later I'll see something and it'll remind me of a dream, and then you know, a week or two later I'll dream and it's like I'm reminded of that time, and it's like this like bouncing thing that's happened to me since like I don't even know, since I can't remember. But actually, I think that like lately, ever since I started to accept the fact that logic is way different than what, you know, science tries to tell us it is, I've found that, you know, this thing behind this synchronicity, I think that's the way we know there is a something else to life. I think.
Oh, guys, by the way, it's 11:11.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Oh,
It's
man.
true.
I
But
just
it kind of shows us that, you know.
Everyone get your shifting pants on.
I call them my depends, but yeah.
Yeah.
You depend. What do you depend on?
If they hold up.
But yeah, I think it gives us a kind of look into the next place when we see all these synchronicities happen.
Yeah, they definitely happen for a reason, I think. Also in gang stalking, I want to like go into, anyway, the people see synchronicities with that all the time, like same license plates over and over and over and over again.
Oh, yeah.
Like 1111 license plates or 666 license plates or
1111.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God! When we covered that that rally in Charlotte where the guy ran over people, his license plate was the last 4 digits.
It was 1111. Yeah, I saw that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, Vinny, can you bring up a picture of that so everybody could see it, bro?
Yeah. I saved it. Hold up, let me find it. But dude, yeah, it was crazy. And like the weird thing is, we were seeing all these different pictures of this guy. It was being reported in all kinds of different media sources that it was a different guy. It was like a different man than what they were saying he was. It was just really weird. So he looked different on every page. And
who did it end up being, by the way?
I didn't. I haven't looked since then. Honestly, I needed to. I probably should have followed up with it. But
it's kind of a young guy.
Yeah.
I forget his name. He's kind of young.
And one, I know like CNBC was reporting it, that his father was, because it was his car. He had his father's car, I think, or something.
Yeah.
So they thought it was actually the father that did it. So it was being reported that this father did it. But
so he wasn't a part of either rally. He was just some guy.
I'm not sure. Well, I think he was a part of one of the sides because he was. He took his dad's vehicle. The last information I got, he took his dad's vehicle, which was really nice. It was like a Charger or something.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, he took it from northern Ohio near Akron, near the Lake Erie, and took it all the way down to Virginia, basically to go there. So he was definitely going there for that reason. I don't know if he went there to, you know,
run over
injure
people.
anyone. Yeah, but
yeah.
I mean, or kill anyone.
Wow.
But he'll have the book thrown at him, that's for sure.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to see what Russian Veed, that YouTuber, Russian.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Russian vids.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's put out a few videos on it.
Yeah, it's really strange, okay? Because, like, I have this thing where I get kind of, like, perturbed a little because some people will come out and say that things are hoaxes or false flags, but they'll do it before they have evidence. And I know I shouldn't get too mad because, I mean, we do have a lot of evidence that a lot of these things are not – that are real. People are dying and stuff, but that it's organized by agencies or certain people, and people are tied into it and all. But I think that's where a little bit of this issue comes out on YouTube, where people are saying, yeah, this issue's fake. Like the Ariana Grande concert thing, they're saying it's fake and stuff, but they're admitting it happened. They're just saying it happened in a false flag way, but they're saying that it's fake. And then I think that's why the media goes on, you know, says YouTube's just ridiculous and you shouldn't listen to YouTube. And that's one problem. But as long as people have evidence, I'm behind it. I'm behind what they say, though. So
yeah,
I cannot find this picture to save my life. Let me re-download it. I know where I got it from.
That's fine. While you're looking for that, Uni, Teresa wanted me to share something with you, Meeks. We did a phone call to this place called Voodoo Donuts.
Oh my gosh, I've been talking to a girl that knows exactly all about the.
I wondered if you listen to it again.
Can you listen to it, Meeks? You want to listen?
Oh yeah. That's like pizza. That's like Pizzagate there, like donut style.
What's going on with I don't know anything about voodoo.
Here's the video. It's just a couple minutes.
1,000% proof. Oh, okay. You can hear me? Can I ask a question? You know your donut? You know your donut? Yeah. Okay. You know the donut that has the Fruit Loops on them? The Fruit Loops? The one that's covered in Fruit Loops or the bar with the Fruit Loops inside? The Fruit Loops that are on the donut. The little Fruit Loops, the cereal. The one that's on a bar or the one that's round? The round donut. The round one. Okay. What about it? Can I ask a question? Yes. Your Fruit Loops, the spelling on the menu, your menus are correct, right? Yes. Okay. The Fruit Loops is spelled F-R-U-I-T, correct? Fruit Loops? Yeah. Okay. I wanted to make sure of that. It is F-R-U-I-T-L-O-O-P-S, correct? Yeah. Awesome. We definitely want to come and try your Fruit Loops donuts. I've never had them before. Okay. And they're really hard to find. And these are based on the cereal, right? The Fruit Loops that are out there. Yeah, they have the Fruit Loops cereal on them. Wow. So that's like maybe those kind of stores, right? The Fruit Loops that are on the boxes? Yeah. Those are the exact same ones? The exact same. Oh my God. That is so awesome. And again, it's F-R-U-I-T-L-O-O-P-S, correct? Yes. Awesome.
Oh my God, she confirmed it.
You look forward to coming out to your store. Where are you located at? In Oregon? Yeah, we have 2 locations in Oregon. Oh wow. And did I see you might have one in California? Are you related to them? Like a city wall? Yeah, we do have one in Universal Studios and the one in Austin. And they also have the F-R-U-I-T loops? Yes. You've been so helpful, and I look forward to coming and eating at your place and trying your donuts. And also, you know, Captain Crunch too, correct? We do, yeah. Is that Captain like C-A-P-T-A-I-N? Yes, ma'am.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was kind of hilarious. She even admits to it.
I didn't know there's one at Universal now. That's right by my house. That's like a mile as the crow flies from my house. I'll have to go get a picture.
Oh my gosh, I love Mandela calls because there's like the people.
They're like, what's going on?
And they have to be nice, and it's amazing. Like you've got them like trapped. My hat is off to you, Teresa, for finding that.
I want to share one too that, and she was really nice. Sometimes you get people who are kind of rude on the phone. You know, like they say, "Oh, I can't hear you," and they hang up or something. They'll give some kind of excuse, but she was actually very nice. And I have another one that I talked to. I want you guys to hear the Oscar Mayer.
So they have Fruit Loops and Captain Crunch. Captain. That's amazing.
Actually, cat.
Cat.
But the only thing is, though, about the Voodoo Donuts, I've heard a lot of things about how they are a chain that is basically another front for child sex trafficking, just like the pizza parlors. Yeah, that puts a damper on things a bit, but I know this firsthand from one of my friends who lives in Portland. She knew the owner of one of the Voodoo Donuts out there. And she
Oh,
said
no.
so many of her friends were telling her that, well, one of them in particular said that she knows exactly what's going on. They have these tunnels like underground. I don't know. She wanted me to make a video about it actually, so I may still do it. But I mean, it's really seedy. I've heard some seedy.
It is a
stuff.
really strange location. I mean, I don't know if she told you about the location and how weird it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She
it's
said everybody.
I mean, I lived up there for a year, and my daughter lives there now, and she works near there now. It's really strange location.
She said one of the owners has like the job she works at, everybody knows that guy, and they said they would not be at all surprised if that kind of stuff was really going on. So I don't know, just throwing that out there to maybe steer clear of that place.
Putting a damper on our fruit.
I know, I'm Debbie Downer, guys.
Get a bagel.
It's good to know that.
Get a bagel.
Go get a bagel.
That's not even safe.
Give me a
I'll have
donut.
hand of fruit. I'll just eat a hand of
Yeah.
fruit. Some
Yeah, right.
blueberries.
Skip breakfast.
And this dinner is the longest dinner, just saying. Sorry, it's not meant to stuff, but I mean, come on. I'm hungry. I'm so like,
So we're just throwing all the appetizing stuff at you, Becky, like Morgellons. And
yeah.
You don't get the picture?
Then I dare not mention.
Oh,
Well, I'll just mention the company. I won't mention the food. How about that? Oscar Mayer or Oscar Mayer? Which one is it?
oh man, you're talking about more food.
I know.
It's all good. All right, I almost got this done.
Meigs, I wanted to share with you this one too. This is a cold call I did to Oscar Mayer. Have you seen this video?
I don't think so. I love cold calls, Mandela
one.
calls. I love them.
All right.
She was very nice.
I'm a
What I hear is she wants to do a call.
there's this thing. I'm speaking with Kraft, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you guys, you own Oscar Mayer, is that correct?
Yes, we do. We're their distributor.
How long have you been with the company?
With Kraft or
Well, Kraft or Oscar Mayer, whatever the case.
myself, I have not been with them long. However, I do have access to all information.
Oh, sweet. Okay. Well, good. Maybe you can help me understand something because, like I mentioned, I'm into reporting oddity, and I remember this song. Like, do you remember it? My hot dog has a name. It's OSCAR.
I'm
My
sorry, I
hot dog
said
has
hot
a
dog.
second name, MEYER.
This is
I
awesome.
remember that from when I was little, yeah.
But the
I
only
remember dancing in front of the TV.
well, the interesting thing is about this whole thing. So you remember it MEYER? Is that right?
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Look at the logo now. It's MAYER.
Oh. Yeah.
And yet it's always been like that. That's the strange thing about the Mandela effect is that there's these things that we remember. I'll give you another example real quick because I'm trying to wake people up. I'm a reporter, okay? There's another example with the cornucopia. Do you remember that? Like this horn of plenty coming out of the fruit of the loom? Like the fruit of the loom?
No, I don't.
You know, fruit of the loom.
Now they don't remember.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that cornucopia has never existed in this reality. If you look at all of the commercials in the 70s and 80s and everything, you'll never see a cornucopia on the fruit of the loom.
I'll have to look into that.
Well, another thing, recent.
Okay. Yeah. So what do you guys think about that? That's crazy.
Brian, how can they not have a cornucopia if they had dancing fruit for their ads? Why was the fruit there if there was no cornucopia?
Well, the cornucopia is the basket, the fruit basket. It's supposed to represent.
Yeah. So if there's no fruit basket, how could there have been fruit? What? I mean, where'd the fruit go?
Where they?
It's just hanging out. Like it's
They're just hanging out. They're just hanging out.
It's just free. It's unconfined, unrestricted fruit.
Unrestricted fruit, just like the underwear.
Oh, weird.
Unrestricted fruit.
I wouldn't be surprised if that pops up in the KJV as like a phrase that's always been in there. Next
Oh, that's coming. That's coming. That's
Nobody
next.
puts
we have punished the fruit now.
It's unrestricted. Now we've set it free.
Meigs.
I thought it was.
Meigs.
Yeah.
Teresa has a question for you. Were people asking? Teresa, were people asking?
Oh, I've been seeing posting people about your birthday. Is it today?
Oh, no, I wish it was. Oh my goodness, that'd be cool. I mean, I just ate like a little pint of Halo ice cream. Like that would have been a good way to celebrate, I guess.
Yeah.
No, it's November 16th.
I thought your birthday was today.
Wait, November 15th?
November 16th.
16th. Oh, wow.
No way.
Yeah.
That's a Scorpio.
Mags.
Yeah. Wait, what was your question? Ask it one more time.
Teresa's saying she's November 12th.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm a Scorpio too.
Wow.
Yes.
November babies.
I'm December 3rd. Anybody December out there?
We freak out a lot, don't we?
October here.
A Scorpio.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
Alice, when's your birthday?
Right, Brian? That's funny.
Alice, when's your birthday, Alice?
That's funny.
Alice, you there?
No wonder I like Megs.
Yeah. Cool.
This is Becky. I don't know if she.
Becky, when's your
I
birthday?
like her so much. She's a fellow Scorpio.
Yeah.
Brian?
Yeah, Becky's a Scorpio too. Is that right?
Yes.
What? Okay,
Yes.
guys. November?
Well, the end of October 28th. And actually, I wanted to say happy unbirthday to you. Had a little inside, yeah.
Yeah, happy unbirthday. I just did the same thing to Becky. That is so strange. I just sent her all these like birthday messages like, hey, happy birthday, Becky.
Hey, I feel like it's right. Talk about synchronicity. I feel like it's right around the corner. So I was like, and it's a big one because I'm turning the big 4-0.
Amazing. And I'm turning 30. This November. I kind of want to do like a meetup for my birthday. A Mandela meetup. Wouldn't that be cool?
Meigs. Meigs, you mentioned Australia earlier, right?
Let's do it in Australia.
Wait, hold on. We have someone that just popped in, Candace. I don't know if you've ever seen her before or met her before, but she is from that area.
Oh, sweet.
Candace.
G'day, mate.
I'm in New Zealand.
Hey.
Oh, New Zealand. Hi. Nice. Wait, sweet is. My good friend was from New Zealand when I was teaching in China.
Isn't that where
the accent?
Lord of the Rings was aired there, right? It was filmed, I mean?
Yeah, it was filmed there.
I think that's what made it really famous. But there's other movies too, I'm sure, that were filmed there.
Yeah, a lot of movies are filmed here. It's quite picturesque.
Okay, so Candace, did New Zealand change for you position?
Well, I'm not originally from here, so.
Okay. Yeah. People say it's like it was like up and to the right instead of down and to the right.
I think it was on the other side of.
Or yeah, on the other side maybe. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
It's on the other side for me, but it might have shifted a little.
Quite a bit.
Well, that's, do you feel like when we shift? Do you guys feel it? That's the question I wanted to ask you guys because I have
Yes.
I do.
Yes.
I know when I think I know when we shift. I sort of feel it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I know I do.
Yeah, I felt it once, like really, really intensely, but that was like
Oh yeah. I remember that night, Meigs.
yeah, I was losing my mind. I had the worst migraine, but otherwise it doesn't affect me.
My ears pop every time it happens.
Hey,
I get a terrible feeling in like the like my diaphragm stomach area. There's like this knot that I get in there that now I know is that feeling of the shift and the migraine.
Yeah, the
And the
headache.
migraine. Yep.
Yep.
That lasts the whole next day, which I've had all day today, so I don't know if we shifted last night or not, or if I just have a migraine.
Wow.
So
In
there's
sleep,
like you get the flip flops, and usually around that time it's the high pitch in the ears.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that too.
Yeah. And then the flip flops.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Hang on. Michelle says we've had some birthday months or stones have changed. Maybe. Have you guys noticed that? Like some of the birthstones may have changed.
Yeah,
Wow.
my sign changed.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I used to be a Pisces, and now I'm a Sagittarius. What is it? Age of Aquarius. I'm Aquarius. So,
Oh wow.
You're kidding.
How is that?
no, yeah, it changed. I'm Aquarius now.
I refuse to change. I am gonna stay stubborn. My colors are. I say no way. Nope, no for me.
So what
Well,
is?
mine's still a water sign.
I wanted to ask if you have a lot of scorpions in here, or Scorpios, I should say. What is the common? Hang on, I gotta ask you guys. What is the common factor with Scorpios?
Go Scorpions.
What's the common factor?
Don't mess with them. Don't mess with them. Do not mess with them.
Wait, how many Scorpios do we have?
I'm one.
I'm one.
3.
I'm one.
I've dated a lot of them.
Next one.
Oh wow.
Brian, next one too.
Yeah, Meeks is 1, 2, 3. We have 3 in here.
Candace?
Me.
Candace, which sign are you? What sign are you?
Taurus.
Wow. Don't
So
mess
the
with the
opposite.
That figure.
What do they say? Don't mess with the bull or you get the horns, right?
Very stubborn.
Charlotte of Faith.
Brian.
Yes.
Brian.
Yes.
I think a Scorpio is very intuitive, and that's why we have the Mandela. Ask Megs if she's very intuitive.
Well, I think so too, because you guys are water signs, Pisces and Scorpio, and what is it,
Yeah, we're
Cancer?
very
You guys are water signs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm intuitive.
Hey, Megs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard of Linda Goodman, but I used to read her books, and they seem pretty accurate.
I wanted to bring someone else in here. One more person we have tonight, I guess, unless there are any more drop-ins and stuff like that. But before I do that, does anyone have any more questions for Uni? Because he
found the thing.
Huh?
He found the picture. He found the picture.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Let me.
Yeah, go through it real quick.
Okay, so yeah, when we were doing the investigation, we got sent this video first that showed this. You could see the GVF 1111, which a lot of people were kind of freaking out about because they were like, "That's the weirdest license plate," and who is this guy? So he got identified back to this kid. So what we ended up finding about him, and he's actually a radical person, but here's the deal. If you see this picture, this is through the window right after he hit those people. Like literally someone snapped this picture right after he ran the people over.
Hold on a second. What is that? Can you make that out, Becky? What is that? Because you do a lot of photography and all that. What is that?
This is light in front of the.
I got to turn my light up. All right, let me see that.
It's
Wow.
not very clear to me. It looks like Shaggy Dog driving or something.
Yeah, and you can tell it's not really the same guy. It doesn't look like the same guy. Yeah,
There's a light.
Well, that's because they turned up the brightness, and it caused the light reflecting off the windshield to flare. But that was just so they could get a look at his face. So then the other picture is right here. So this is the kid they are trying to claim it was right here, and he's at a different rally. He's against, supposedly they're saying he's against radicalism and he's against, he's not on the side of the supremacists. He's on the other side. But then again, I don't know why he's standing there. That's what they were trying to say on a lot of forums. But then, it's back and forth really. But I believe that he was, of course. And then, so yeah, this is actually a media broadcast showing him right here. So this is them actually saying, hey, there he is, you know, identifying him for sure. But there was one other picture, and I don't think I saved it. It's another guy that kind of looks like him, but it's not really the same guy. It's really strange. So it's just up in the air right now, what's going on with it.
Wow.
Weird. Yeah, one of my other friends who sees the Mandela effect says he constantly sees 1111 license plates. Like it's like they would happen all the time for him. That's so strange.
Yeah.
That's the other night.
Where's from?
Well, this initially came up around 11:11 at night, so right?
Right.
Synchronicity.
Yep. Well, guys, hey, it was great talking to you. I got to jump out, unfortunately. It's almost midnight here, but thanks for the invite. It was good talking to everybody.
Thank you.
All right, Uni.
Brother. Thank you.
Nice seeing you.
You guys too.
Bye.
Yep, all of you keep in touch. Come by my channel. We'll have to talk there sometime.
Please,
Absolutely.
check out Unirock's channel, and he does do a lot of extensive research, and he's on like practically all the time.
Oh,
So
yeah.
check his latest report.
24/7. I don't sleep. All right, y'all. See you later.
All right, see ya.
Yeah, he's a research maniac. I respect that guy a lot.
I do too, and he's the one that is he the first one that called out that fake thing that proof or whatever the particle.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
particle.
Higgs
Yeah.
or something, or the Mandela
No,
particle.
the Mandela particle. Yeah.
Guys, real quick, I wanted to, if I can, show a piece of residual I found for the Da Vinci painting, The Creation of Man.
Sure.
While I'm thinking about it, I just saw this tab. I've never screen shared before. I'm kind of nervous. Like, I don't want to share the link in here. Okay, so this is actually from a Morgellons video. Hold on. Yeah, I think, okay. Okay. So this is from a whoa, what's going on? This is from a Morgellons video. Can you see this?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you see that? So this particular slide, it's called Morgellons Actually Explained, this video. Everyone should watch it. It describes Morgellons and its relation to stuff like nanotechnology and brain interface and transhumanism and all that stuff. But so we have a slide called The New World Order of Partnerships, Synthetic Biology, Artificial Intelligence, and Life, LLP. But look at this amazing residual for the Da Vinci painting, Us Versus Them. And it actually has the hand of God, like where it should be, you know, like above the hand of Adam, which is now a robot, or like whatever it is. Here. So that's kind of cool. I saw that today. I was like, yeah. There's a lot of residual for that painting.
And it's between the two pillars.
Oh, that's right. Oh my gosh. Oh. Yeah. All it needs is like a black sun in the middle.
Yeah, right?
Perfect.
Well, what is
but
it?
Yeah.
What is that too? You seen that?
What is that?
Is it DNA? I think it's DNA.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say that looked like a black.
Wait, where did you find that? What is that? What is it?
It's this video called Morgellons Actually Explained, and it's this woman called Dr. Smallerman, I think, Smallerstorm. But she's incredibly. She presents this extremely well. I was just watching this today, and every single point it's really easy to understand, and she just presents Morgellons in relation to transhumanism and sort of like nanotechnology and like biotechnology. It's really worth watching.
Well, I'm gonna watch this as soon as I'm off here. I can't wait.
Yeah,
to see
it's
this.
super.
I haven't come across this one before, so thank you.
Yeah, it's super interesting. One of the and also Harold Kautz-Vella does a really good presentation on Morgellons too, and he has a really awesome accent. But it's and he said, one of the guys he was interviewing who had Morgellons could remote view. He did remote viewing and he saw what the Morgellons looked like, and he was able to draw a picture of it. And what the picture he drew was like a giant like demon spider with like 3 eyes. I'll have to show that to you guys. It's crazy looking. Hold on. Harold Kautzvella. Oh, this is the spider. Can you guys see this? It's like that's what he viewed as, like that's what he described as the Morgellons.
Wow.
It's like crawling in his skin.
Wow.
It's super weird, guys. I know it's creepy, but I mean, I do believe, you know, if you're in line with Christ and you have faith in God, I mean, even stuff like this, which I do believe is very real. Morgellons fibers is about as real as it gets. But I mean, pray to God, you know, that's what really one of the only ways we can protect ourselves against this stuff, because this is in our air, our food, and our water, and it's like,
oh my gosh,
pretty darn real.
Think about it.
It's crazy. Anyway, very much worth investigating, but probably not before bed.
Yeah, no.
But you can if you want to.
Thanks, Meeks, for sharing that. I wanted to. There's another person that is supposed to join us, Fernando, I think. He's trying to get into the chat. It's his first time coming on, and he says he sees changes all the time in school. And when he said that, and he mentioned about his age, he's probably one of the youngest affected I've ever seen. But it would be great if he could join in.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
People. Okay, we got. Yeah, again, if you guys aren't used to Hangouts, sometimes people can drop in and out, so I apologize for that. Pamela, we'll see if we can try to fix that for next time. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So what's going on in the chat, Meeks? Anything?
Oh, Photo Helix was in the chat. He was saying hi. He said he gave you a shout out on one of his videos today.
Yeah, I told him thank you. By the way, I do have a couple of giveaways. Hold on, and I believe some winners have been picked. Just guys, if you would email me, let me see if I can show those so that way you see what you guys won. Hold on, be right back.
Oh, hey, Becky.
Hey. I'm still working at this, girl. Oh.
I like your do-rag. I have like a...
wow.
Thank you. Oh, y'all, there's a spider, cricket. Hold up.
Oh, spider.
Spider, cricket.
Gotta burn down the house.
It's not jumping on me or my food, though, so go somewhere else. Oh. Sorry, I'm turning the camera off. I'll be back.
All right.
Yeah, I want to do.
Talking about
Okay, so you guys, Data Junkie, and guys, help me keep track of who won. Just anyway, this is one of the winners. Somebody won a Kylo Ren shirt. It's a size large. Look at this, Kylo Ren.
Wow.
Somebody won that.
Nice.
The winner of a Force. I thought this was kind of cool, related to the Mandela effect, because this movie came out a few years ago, the Force Awakens, or a couple years ago.
Sure.
And it's about the awakening with the Mandela effect, so I figured that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Then we have a third winner in the chat of a brand new King James, and
nice
origami kit. It's going to come with a nice origami kit, great for a kid or young adult. So I thought that was kind of cool.
Sweet. Is it an unchanging King James?
I hope
like
so.
Wrapped in a plastic Faraday cage.
I hope so. Anyway.
Yeah.
Just my way of saying thanks, guys.
That's awesome.
So anything else in the chat? Gotta bring Fernando in here. The guys, let's help pray for Adam, okay? He's having a tough time with migraines right now. Let's hope it's not due to the gift coming.
Yeah, definitely.
Guys, I definitely want to pray for anyone traveling out there, because I'm sure you're going to be looking at the eclipse, trying to get as close as you can to it. If you're on the road, be safe because people are going to be driving erratically. And I've had an incident. Actually, me and Becky had it happen at the same time, right, Becky?
I'm here. I was muted. Sorry.
Yeah, we had something similar. We were talking on the phone. Of course, I wasn't driving.
Right.
But you had someone like pull out in front of you while I had someone pull out in front of me. That was so weird, I thought.
Yeah. I mean, they were just driving crazy. It's messed up.
Yeah, I know. So just be careful out there, guys.
Right. I'm just noticing people that, all right, we were driving and I watched this one car ahead of me. And a couple of times cars like almost would have just tipped her in the front, like, just sideswiped her almost. And I'm like, what is going on with people? It happened twice to her.
Wow.
She avoided it, thank gosh. I was praying. People are acting crazy. Things are happening.
Yeah, I think as we build up to the eclipse, there's going to be a lot of pressure on us. So just keep that in mind. Things could get edgy with people, and it's important just to absorb some of those blows and try to direct it somewhere else if you can.
Right.
I've had some strokes of luck so far. I mean, all things work out, right? It says so in the Bible for those who love God. Is that not right? Me?
That's definitely right. That's definitely right. Oh, I just read Photo Helix says, all right, y'all, one last thing. I have a friend who is dying. His name is Dave. God knows, please all say a prayer for Dave in Tennessee. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Photo Helix. We'll be praying for you and your friend.
For sure, guys. Send out your positive intentions for that one, please. And,
oh, man.
Rena says, absolutely. The people have become more and more intense the days leading up to the eclipse, and I'm wondering if that has anything to do with it. And she's also wondering if it'll stop afterwards. I kind of think it will.
Yeah, I do too. I do too.
We have to make sure that we're all keeping our ground.
Yeah.
That's all we can do.
Absolutely.
Yeah, all the things that have been going on lately are just insane. I mean, with all these monuments getting, they want to rip down. They ripped down one already, and now they're talking about 100 rallies in 100 different cities or something.
Did you? Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, they're actually going after the founding fathers. Thomas Jefferson, George Washington, and they're saying that all of them were slave owners, so they all have to have their monuments ripped down because you can't have a slave owner monument up.
Wow.
Yeah. So I mean, but it's perfectly okay to have a communist monument up or to have a big old Baphomet, monument up. That's okay. But George Washington is no, absolutely not. But a big old huge Baphomet with a burning thing over his head, that's okay. With wings and a goat head, that's just fine. But God forbid you have a freaking George Washington statue.
Well, speaking of George Washington and presidents, did they not spray paint like F the law on the side of the statue of Abe Lincoln?
Actually, I thought they burned it.
Abe Lincoln statue?
Yeah, it looked like they poured some liquid over it and burned it.
Wow.
Gosh.
And actually, they were saying, from what I saw on the news, it wasn't at the police. It was, it had to do with, what do you call it?
Confederates or something?
Racism. Yeah.
Oh, Okay,
They
yeah.
want it torn down because of racism. But how could, wasn't it Abe Lincoln that was signed the Emancipation Proclamation that ended slavery? So now you want to go ahead and rip down his statue? Why?
Guys, look at the Illuminati card game. Type in "Don't forget to smash the state." There's a picture of like statues being just smashed and like pushed over.
Wait, hold on. When was that card game? Wait, was that with the card game that came out? Like, or is that a brand new card that was released for this game?
No,
that
these are
came out
all
a while
the
ago.
original one from the 90s. Yeah.
It
Oh my
says
God.
Yeah.
Yeah, EYA posted this in the Facebook group, but it says distrust of the government is at an all-time high and society is crumbling. That's the tagline it says on this card.
Nice.
I mean, this card game is no joke. I mean, almost everything
really
has come
is.
true.
I know.
It's not a game. It was predictions, or not.
Yeah.
I mean, plans that they were putting in place.
Yeah. Yep.
And arguably time travel. Like, I don't know how. It's all just crazy. We have this like brain in a vat one, like
wow.
you can upload consciousness and whatnot.
Hitler's brain.
Drama too.
Notice it was Hitler's brain.
Yeah.
Right.
That's interesting, Meeks. And so what are we looking for next? What's the next card in the sequence? Do you know?
Oh my gosh! It's
I don't know
the
if
card with all the craziness coming out of the White House, all the demons coming out of the White House.
I don't want to know that one. And that is
Oh man, that's when the veil breaks.
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
We have guys. We have Fernando that just joined us. Thanks, Meeks, for sharing that.
Hi, Fernando.
Hi, Fernando.
Hey, Fernando.
Hey, buddy.
Hi, Fernando.
Hey, so why don't you tell everybody how old you are, man? How old are you? Can you hear me?
3?
No.
I cannot hear you.
Did you say 3 years old?
No.
Are you there?
I don't think he can talk. I don't know if he's hearing us.
Can you hear us?
You're echoing, but
How old is he?
If all else fails, you can try
Teenager.
to reconnect, try to unplug your device, the headphone.
Oh, sorry about the background. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. How old are you, buddy?
14.
Wow, that is so incredible. God bless you, man. So,
Welcome.
what's it like being a young person in the Mandela Effect world? That's a question that I have for you.
Yeah.
Well, what I've noticed is no
14.
one really cares and everyone just ignores me. Like everyone just says, I don't believe you. I don't want to hear it. People don't really care.
Oh man, I'm so sorry. I know what that's like.
Yeah.
I know what
Me
that's
too.
like.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it wouldn't be
Yeah.
a big issue to your friends, huh? Even if they did recognize it, huh?
Yeah. I mean,
How long ago did you
only-
wake up to this?
I woke up since like about 5 months ago when I played Pokemon Go. I noticed Pikachu didn't have a black tip, and I asked my friends, "Is that a lag?" And he was like, "No, it's always been like that." And I was startled and I didn't know what to do, so I just looked up yeah, and that's how I saw a whole lot of different changes.
Pikachu woke you up. That's awesome.
Whoa!
Wow.
I'm gonna say that. So awesome.
Do you guys have any other questions for him?
Is he seeing the other things?
Oh, what? Wait, Teresa says, "Are you seeing any of the other things besides Pikachu? What are you seeing?"
That don't look
Oh
right?
yeah,
once
the letter T.
Start seeing more.
Hold on.
You see the letter
Do you guys
T?
know about the letter T? It changed. It used to look like a cross, and now it's like a curve.
Yeah.
You're right.
That's
You're right.
Yay. He sees it good. Yeah. Wow.
And also,
in this. You've got
Yeah. What else you got?
Brian.
Yeah.
the dollar sign no longer
Yeah.
has a line.
What?
It's another one. The dollar sign no longer
Yeah.
has a line.
Really?
Yep.
Wait, so it's just
Look
an
on
X?
your keyboard. Just
Oh.
look on
Yeah.
your keyboard for the dollar sign.
Yeah, it's missing. It's missing a line, so it only has one line.
What? Oh my God! It only has one line now. When did that happen?
Exactly. When did that happen?
Those are good.
Well,
Good.
well.
Good find.
Yes, Teresa.
We're on the dollar sign.
Oh.
We're on the dollar sign. I have it in front of me.
Okay, look on your
So you know how it usually has two lines through it?
your keyboard only has one line through the S on the dollar sign.
Yeah.
Used to have two.
Yeah. You're right.
And I think Zenith of the Alpha, is that who pointed that out before? I think that might have been him. Forgive me if I'm wrong here. Because when he came on the show, he talked about that, about numerology and stuff like that. And he mentioned that.
Yeah,
That's
that's a
still
new one
crazy,
for me.
though. What else you see? What else you see, brother?
I think the cent sign only has like a little dash on top and a little dash on bottom. The cent sign, you know, for like pennies.
For
The cent
Oh.
sign for pennies.
Oh.
Instead
Wait,
of the
the
line
cent sign has
through,
what?
it's just a dot on top and bottom instead of a line through it.
Yeah, there's no line.
Yep.
Yeah.
What? I thought it had a line. No way. I gotta
Yeah.
look at that. No way.
Yes.
Weird.
Different things.
No way.
Wow. Getting our
gotta
mind
look at that.
blown here.
They're batting 1,000.
Got the Star Wars one.
Which Star Wars one?
Which one?
Yeah, there's
Which
two.
one?
The
I
love that
CPU and
I
the.
love this guy.
The Luke, I'm your
Yeah.
father.
Yeah, you know about
Oh,
the
and
Luke,
it's-
I'm your father?
The what?
Yeah.
The Luke, I'm your father from Star Wars. Do you know that line?
Yeah.
No, in my reality, the one I came from, it was always no, I am your father. In my reality.
Wow.
Wow.
That's okay. That's okay. You're still cool with us.
Yeah.
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 Wow, that's
Seeing
a
so
good
much.
trip.
Not every
You know about the silver leg?
Yeah.
The what?
the silver
Silver
leg.
leg on C3PO.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that. That was always golden in my reality.
It
And
was
also,
always all gold.
Yep.
Yeah.
And also Star Wars was always gold. I mean, Star Wars, Darth Vader was always black, like all black.
yeah,
Yes.
you're right.
Gray.
Yes. Yes. Good one.
He has
Good
like
one.
a silver nose. That's weird.
And,
I know, I never noticed that.
and didn't Chewie lose his belt? He had a thing or something across him.
Oh, I don't know
gone now.
that character.
Chewbacca.
Oh, Chewbacca. Oh yeah, the belt. Is that missing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Well,
Oh,
at the end of the movie, when they were at the end of the movie,
I
when they
didn't
were
know that.
yeah, when they were going in to get their accolades, after they survived and won and everything. I think Chewie had a thing going across him, a medal or something.
Oh, I saw like a
Oh yeah,
fashion.
it was like a
Like a fashion.
line and
got
it had
a-
like green buttons or something.
Yeah, he didn't get a medal, right?
Residue for
Yeah,
that.
he didn't
I
get a
don't
medal.
remember that.
Yeah.
That one's kind of tough. It seemed like they would reward him too. Your mind wants to put two and two together. You see these two getting rewarded, but he's treated unfairly.
Is it because he was a 7-foot Wookiee?
For that one, remember?
Hold
Hang on a second. You guys remember Chewbacca having blue eyes?
No, I don't even
What?
remember his eye color.
No.
Hang on. Maybe I'm looking at a different picture of somebody's costume or something. I got to look at this again. Gosh, I know Damien's got a lot of work to do on these Star Wars things. I'm kidding. I'm messing with you, Damien.
Look at this little keychain of Darth Vader. Do you guys see this?
He's got a silver nose.
Yeah, he's got a silver nose and two
I don't remember that.
triangle, like two
Where'd
silver
that come from?
sides.
Huh.
That's
I don't know.
weird. He never looked like that.
No, he never looked like that. He was all black.
Silly.
Yeah, and he had the 2 screws. He had the 2 screws
Yeah.
at the bottom of his chin.
Yeah.
But they made like great pains to like capitalize on his silver nose and this keychain. That's so weird. I guess he's kind of cuter. Anyway, that's so weird.
Yeah, I don't remember that at all.
No. Strange days. So what do your parents think? Did you try
Oh,
to
well,
tell
my,
your
my parents don't speak English, so I can't tell them.
Oh. Well, what do you
Wow.
have siblings?
Yeah, but they're all busy and they don't really have time.
Right,
But
like everyone,
one,
nobody has time for this, do they?
no,
I know.
it was a busy day for me today.
Aw. Man, yeah, you're not alone in trying to take this to your friends and just getting like, complacent, just like no one cares. No one has
Yep.
time to even listen to you explain about it. Even though it's the most interesting thing in the entire world still, even though it's been happening for a whole year, it just keeps getting more interesting for those who can see and care. But it's
Yes.
like, it's such a shame that you just can't get people to care about this.
I know.
And what did
It
they
is.
do in the Bible? They took out the eyes to see in Matthew 11:15.
Yes. Yeah, there's no eyes to see anymore. At least Jesus saying it. I think there's still the phrase like eyes to see in the Old Testament, but it's Jesus definitely said it too. It's not in the New Testament at all. Also, the word discernment is completely disappeared as well through the whole KJV.
Really?
Yeah.
But they have Easter.
Right, they have Easter? Oh, thank goodness.
Yep.
They have Easter now.
Yep.
Have you heard of many of the Bible changes, Fernando?
No, not really. I've only heard of the Lion with the Lamb. That one really shocked me. Changed to the fox.
Yeah. It's
You remember
so
too? You remember the Lion and the Lamb, right? Or
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
I think I did like a project in catechism before about it.
wow, oh my God,
Yeah.
that's crazy. That's crazy when you see something change, like especially Scripture, because it's supposed to be sanctified.
Yeah.
It's holy, and when you see
If
something
it
like
starts
that,
changing, I don't know. I heard this somewhere before. If it starts changing, I think people might stop believing the Bible now.
I think that's part of the plan. That's what they're trying to do.
I think it's
why they're
having
trying
the
to-
reverse effect though, because people are now reading it more than ever.
Well,
I am.
actually, they're trying to bring it into schools now.
Oh wow!
Yeah, they're trying to bring the Bible back.
Oh my gosh! Is
Well,
this
now that it's a book of half book of gibberish, yeah,
Oh my gosh! Yeah. I
Hold
was-
on, guys. I'm gonna get my charger real quick, if you don't mind.
Fine. Because I had a question for you about Matthew 19. I think it's verse 1 or something like that, 12.
Uh-huh.
It's talking about eunuchs. Eunuchs are born at birth now in the Bible.
Oh no way!
Yes,
For
a
there are
eunuch.
eunuchs who were born that way, like the Lady Gaga song. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh!
A eunuch.
Oh my
let me
goodness.
just help everyone out who is new to what the word eunuch means. It means a castrated male, and we have those from birth now in the Bible, in Matthew 19.
Oh my gosh!
Right.
For there are some eunuchs which were so born from their mother's womb, and there are some eunuchs which were made eunuchs of men, and there be eunuchs which have made themselves eunuchs for the kingdom of heaven's sake. See that?
That's so messed up.
That is so strange. Oh my gosh. They were born
Oh,
that
I tell
way.
you.
Just like the Lady
Me, 'cause I
Gaga.
have to tell you. Oh, good. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh,
Oh no, go ahead.
yeah,
Oh, yeah. Which Lady Gaga song?
born that way.
Baby, I was born that way. That's how like I just saw the NIV translation for there are eunuchs who were born that way. Like, come on. Oh, that's so
No.
silly. What a great catch.
Well, Migs, you know what that
Mhm.
means, right? That means that now they're transsexuals in the Bible.
Oh, right. Exactly.
Transgenders. Excuse me.
Yeah. Yeah, I just anything goes now in the Bible, like
Yeah.
anything and everything. I'm surprised, like it said, for there are men who are born unicorns, and they were born that way, and
Sure, they were born that way.
knows.
Well, I wanted to ask everybody because I haven't done a video on this, and I'm a little bit scared too because I don't know the Bible well versed. But I do remember the feeding of the 5,000, and that is the one miracle that's in all 4 Gospels.
Right.
But the thing is, afterwards, if you look in Matthew, that's in Matthew 14. When you go to Matthew 15, there's a feeding of 4,000, which I don't recall that, but I didn't want to come out and say that was a Mandela or anything. I didn't know that one. Are you familiar with the feeding of the 4,000?
I feel like I've heard EYA talking about that, and it was definitely 5,000. Yeah, it wasn't 4,000. I forgot which video she did about that, but I know she definitely has a video about that. Yeah, so much in the New Testament has changed. I mean, they're just going.
Oh, yes. Let's not
like,
forget about the whip. The whip that Jesus makes a whip, and after he turns the tables, he starts
Yeah.
whipping.
He beats
Whip.
everybody.
I don't remember that, but
So now he turned into Indiana Jones.
Oh my goodness.
I
Yeah.
only remember him turning the tables over, and being upset, but not like angry to a point where he's going to take a whip and start hitting at people or things. No way. No way.
Right. Or did you guys? Yeah, they're making him out to be this entirely different character. Like
Yeah.
in Luke, I forget if it's 9:27 or whatever. Where he says, "Now my people, now the people who will not worship me or whatever, bring them
Kill them.
before me." Bring them before me
Kill them.
and kill them. Yeah, kill them before me. Our friend has
27.
a Spanish Bible that says, behead them before me in that verse.
Whoa.
I'll have to look at it. But yeah, it's very Islamic now. I mean, that's what.
Oh yeah. Let's not forget about. Hey, while you're hitting that up, Old Testament. When you look, I forget where it's at. It's talking about Abraham's wife. It becomes Hagar now, I guess.
That's right. She's not just his concubine anymore. She was his wife, and Ishmael. They had a son, Ishmael, who beforehand was like an illegitimate son, and so that whole line was cursed or illegitimate. But now it legitimizes the line of Ishmael, which, if we were talking about this last night, I think that's the line of oh gosh, I'm not sure if that is what eventually became Islam, like people that follow the Quran, or I'm not sure. But
I'm just wondering what's going on in the Quran. If because people have mentioned there's changes going on in there as well.
Yeah.
That at all?
Hold on, I have to go, guys.
Okay.
Thank you, Fernando. Thank you for being on.
Thanks
for being on.
Thank you very much.
Pretty brave, man.
Thank you.
Back sometime.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Candace, was it you that mentioned the Islam was changing the Book of Islam?
It was a comment I sent to Brian.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, she sent it to you.
You sent it to me a while back. That's
Where somebody was stating that it had changed.
I'll try to dig that up real quick. What are
I said that it was inciting murder or something that wasn't there before, supposedly.
Also, what I was going to read before, what I was trying to say, Ishmael is recognized as an important prophet and patriarch of Islam. Muslims believe that Ishmael was the firstborn of Abraham, born to him from his second wife, Hagar. Wow. So So yeah, Ishmael is recognized by Muslims as the ancestor of several prominent Arab tribes and being the forefather of Muhammad. So that makes sense that they'd want to change that and like
Yeah.
legitimize Hagar, but she was always the
Sure.
concubine.
She was called the concubine, and now she has a name.
Concubine. Not the best role in the Bible for her, but yeah, she's
No.
her wife. But you'll see these like little, separate agendas in there now. I mean, the change. There's just so many changes with like a direct motive to them. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Just like that
Yeah.
one. It's like glorifying. It's like changing the status of the forefather of Islam. You know what I mean? Like so that's.
Well, yeah, that was the whole point of the lion and the wolf.
Yeah, to bring
Because
it basically.
the Lion of Judah, basically, the Lion of Judah is who?
Right.
Christ, right?
Right. So Satan's just coming right on in there. And
So
he's
now Lucifer is the new father
Right.
of everybody, and they
Right.
got rid of the Lion of Judah.
right.
And by the
Yeah.
way, it never was. Just so you know,
Yeah. No.
it never was.
Yeah. I
At this
still.
point, when they mention that, it just makes me laugh.
I know. Well, you know what? It's crazy to think. Like I listened to the debate that Bill Bean did with Kevin. I'm not sure his last name, but he just did a Mandela Effect Bible changes debate, and it was amazing. But the guy he was debating, it was so clear that he had always known, what the Bible is right now. All the
Yeah.
changes in there. He grew up with those apparently,
Yeah.
or whatever neural lace, like brain interface neural nanotechnology is affecting that guy, but not Bill Bean. So I don't know, and injecting weird Bible memories that never were there. So I don't know, but he was saying like, I remember all these anachronistic words always being in there, like curious girdles and all that stuff. Like that guy remembered that. So
Babylonish.
yeah, Babylonish. Yeah. So it was hard for Bill to have a debate with him because I really do believe that guy, that was his real memories to him. So it's so
Wow.
It's like the perfect plan. This whole Mandela Effect is the perfect plan to like divide and conquer. Like divide
Sure.
people and make people hate each other that should be on the same team.
Yeah,
But-
now because they're saying no, it was always that way.
Right.
Wow.
Oh, no.
Amazing.
Even on my channel, people were
That's
saying
why
like,
the changes were subtle.
Yeah.
yeah, it's subtle enough to pass, but then
To where
then
people
again,
can say it's remembering, and so we argue instead of working together.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
exactly.
Wow.
Oh,
And if they're even seeing it, I mean, let's ask the question: do you actually see what you think you see? You think you're seeing a wolf lying down with the lamb, but is it really the lion, and we just see the wolf?
yeah.
That's a question. That's a question. Is it actually changed, or is it just we see it as changed, but it's the same?
right.
That's the big question. And it's scary. It's
Right.
scary to think about, man, because there's so many changes there.
And we do have to ask questions like that, because once you're in Mandela land, like everything
Anything
is on
is
the
possible.
everything's on the table. So, but I like when I first woke up to all this like a year ago, I was actually really studying ex-Satanists. And I know it sounds kind of abrasive, but like I was studying the type of stuff that they were involved in as far as like black magic and chaos magic and all that kind of stuff. And that stuff is very, very real, and just to say like all of this that's happening falls under the category of black magic or whatever, chaos magic or high witchcraft, that sounds so hokey to people that haven't really like taken a glimpse into the the world of the occult and and maybe took a little walk down like Freemason lane to like study
Scary land. Scary land.
Scary. But to me, I've heard way too many testimonials of people that have, were formerly involved in the occult and have come out of it and have revealed stuff that's happened. They absolutely can change. They can manipulate matter. They can change reality. And that I actually heard. I made a video about this one lady.
Yes, I remember it. It was a beach, right?
Yeah. This lady's testimony is insane. She actually became a Christian, but she was in a UFO summoning cult and like a meditation. I'm not sure what kind of, it was like Kunlun meditation.
Yeah.
Cult.
Kundalini.
Not Kundalini, actually. She called it Kunlun. It's some kind of strange, but I know Kundalini too. But so she went to this like farm in Costa Rica she didn't know it at the time, but there were Satanists there like living in this commune or whatever. And so they would go out every night and summon these UFOs and they would come. It was like a light show. They would come to them, but it was, in my mind, it was probably demonic, but of course, I have a very specific opinion as a Christian, and I don't want to shut anyone out. But the main reason I bring this story up even is because she said she woke up one morning after they had been doing these summoning rituals and stuff, and she said she came outside and the landscape of the beach was completely different than it was the day before, and she asked, there was a wall where there never was a wall before and there was writing on it, and she asked her friend what was going on. She said, she's like, that's the high witchcraft. She's like, that's changing landscapes, like that's what they're doing, high witchcraft. And so her testimony is totally insane. She said later it just kept getting worse and worse, like more paranormal stuff started to happen to her when she was at this place. But I say that because if that's really going on, where there's high witchcraft that can change landscapes and change matter like that, like I can imagine on a much grander scale,
Meegs, Teresa wanted to tell you something about her some of the residue that she finds. That
she's talking about.
Yeah, she knows what you're talking about. Go ahead, Teresa. You want to tell her?
Wow.
Yeah.
You there?
Yeah.
Since I've had the Mandela, I've had my own paranormal experiences. About probably 5 times, maybe 6 times, I've found residue on the computer. And as soon as I found it, for example, I found Chick-fil-A, it changed right in front of my eyes. I literally watched it warp and change.
Wow. That's crazy, Teresa. Oh my goodness.
Yes. Yes, and I also had a Mellow Yellow. Now, I don't know if you guys remember Mellow Yellow. It used to be YELLOW, and I found residue. And guess what? I had it all in front of me, and it literally, the W disappeared. Like, literally, all the W's disappeared from all the and it went YELLO. And then months ago, Brian can attest to this one, I found a whole bunch of little boxes of Fruit Loops. I don't know if you remember, a long time ago, I had posted residue for Fruit Loops, and there was like maybe 25 little boxes. And Brian is witness to this, right, Brian?
Yes.
Brian there?
I'm here. I'm right here.
Uh-huh. We believe you anyway, but...
Yeah.
Remember when I posted the picture of all the little Fruit Loop boxes, and the next day it changed to FROOT? Remember that? Same picture.
Wow.
That's insane. That is like magic. Like changing before your eyes.
Now, I have a question for you.
I watched it and change.
Has any of the residue you found been physical? Yeah, been physical residue that you saw change physically?
Yes, physically.
What?
I watched it.
I think that's what she's talking about.
So you actually had the boxes of Fruit Loops?
Rugs. I watched it change in front of me. I observed.
Really?
Wow.
I freaked out, right, Brian?
Yep.
Oh my
Wow.
goodness.
That must be tough as
It could
a,
be a signal.
it's tough as a
Yeah.
residue hunter because it's like they're wiping out the residue. They're trying to cover their tracks.
Well, the
right?
reason I asked you that was because I was trying to ascertain whether it was AI or in physical reality. You know what I mean? In other
Right.
words, if it's AI, they could change anything on a computer, but if
Right.
it's right in front of you and it changes, that's something totally different.
Yes.
Unless it's an AI who can change physical matter at a quantum level.
Hot.
Several
Or,
times.
or the simulation. Unless we're the
Or it's the mind control.
Another story you guys are going to freak out about. I went
Exactly.
to Brian, the breakfast
Yeah.
one. I went to go eat at a restaurant, have breakfast, and there was a girl sitting across from me with her friend and a guy. When she walked in and sat down, her shirt, it was like a burgundy shirt and had white letters. It said volunteers. And I said to myself, oh, I wonder who she volunteers for. And I'm sitting there playing on my phone, waiting for my food to come. And I look up again. Her shirt changed word, and it said Queenie. She didn't get up at all. I watched the word change to a different word.
Oh,
Whoa.
that's so crazy.
And I looked, she did not get up. She didn't get up.
Wow.
That's like gaslighting.
Stuff happening. Ladies.
Yeah.
Stuff to make you think you're going crazy.
Well-
Candace, you knew a lot about that mind. What is it? The mental stuff you research about the brain and about the AI. What can you tell us?
Yeah, they can implant memories, false memories.
Go ahead. Sorry.
About how they can implant false memories, and then that's something that I've been researching with Harold is the whole
Yeah.
visual hack thing, how that could be possible.
Candace, have you heard of Brian too talking about that?
What do you mean?
He's a victim of gang stalking, but he's super smart. He's a former DoD contractor, Department of Defense, and so he's studied a lot of Robert Duncan. I don't know if you've heard of him, but he basically is being attacked by this type of like experimental, electronic harassment. And they do have this now, but he calls it a brain interface technology, and he talks all the time about being forced to relive specific memories like over and over again.
Yes.
And
yes.
that's part of his torture.
That's interesting. I'll have to look him up.
Yeah,
I did make an alternate persona to go join all the MK Ultra groups because Harold was worried for me going and joining on my actual account.
Oh,
so I have spoken to some of them.
Yeah.
Well, I was worried about agents. I was worried about agents following you. You know?
Yeah, that's very, very real concerns to have. Also on Facebook, it's really educational if you can just take a peek in targeted individual groups and see what they're saying in there. That's
what I've been doing. I mean, I think that we need to expand our network, go into other groups that deal with this kind of thing.
Sure.
And they are not unlike me people as far as having to prove something that's almost unprovable. And the very first thing they say to me, like one of them said to me is, you have to get a lot of testimony and witnesses. That should be the focus.
Right.
Wow.
So I think the Mandela people have a lot in common with targeted individuals,
That's why I've been studying them, so I've got some things to share.
Hang on, is that why the Target logo changed?
Oh yeah.
The Target logo changed. It used to be 3 rings and now it's 2. And I've heard the color of the writing has changed on some. You guys know that or?
No.
Have you seen
it lost one of its rings or something.
Yeah. I'm still trying to find Candace's thing she sent me about the Quran changing. Candace, if you find it.
Yeah, I can resend it.
Could you send it to me one more time if you could find it? I'm still trying to find it.
Migs?
Yeah.
There's a targeted individual. Her name is Serenity Rain.
Oh my gosh, I love her. I follow her every day.
Wait,
Yeah,
wait, guys, I found it. I found the Quran. Hold on, the one that changed. So Candace, don't worry about it. I found
Yeah, I'm
it.
not exactly at my PC. Otherwise, I would do it.
It's okay. This is a
Like a
post.
portable headset.
It looks like it's where is this? Reddit, Twitter. Where was it? Where was it? You found it?
Not
Looks like
sure.
maybe
It was a while ago.
somebody said here, I have studied the Quran very well. I'm sure some words in 2 verses didn't exist before, but now exist in all books, the internet and audio recitations. I listened to one of the recitations today by coincidence in an Islamic supermarket, and I couldn't believe what I heard as the words openly inciting murder. What?
Wow.
I wonder why they want to, you know, they want to kill Christians, because it's telling them to in their Bible, you know.
Exactly.
Oh,
Exactly.
and it says right here, and kill them wherever you take them, and expel them from wherever they have expelled you.
Wow.
Which is the recompense of the disbelievers. And it says here also, fight them until there is no more fitna, and until worship is acknowledged to be for Allah. Yeah, that's crazy.
Wow.
I'm not surprised that's changing as well, you know.
Yeah, I'm not surprised either. And it's,
Either.
you know, it's all sort of like anti-Christian themes, you know. I mean,
Yeah,
it's like,
sure.
there's definitely themes that pop up. But yeah, I also heard, I think Aaron from the Affected Collective was saying that Siddhartha changed, like Siddhartha never reaches nirvana or something.
Really?
Yeah, but I'll have to look into that. I know she said that in one of her videos.
I wanted to thank Candace also for sharing that. Thank you, Candace.
Yeah, that was an
For
awesome
sharing.
Yeah, it's not totally verified. I mean, it's one person saying it, but it's you can go research it, see if anyone else agrees with them.
Yeah. Crazy.
So, Meigs, have you experienced a flip-flop?
Good question. Great question, Candace.
Just wondering if you've experienced a flip-flop.
Yeah, Migs. In a Bible, any flip-flops?
Not that
No, not Bible. I mean, just any flip-flop.
Anywhere?
Man. Not that I can think of right now, but I know there's probably Hillary for sure. That was crazy for her name to change. Guy Fawkes talked a lot about that. Like it used to be
One L?
Yeah, it used to be 1 L, and then everybody was like finding residual for the 2 L's. And now it changed to 2 L's officially. But I remember that clear as day, the 1 L being in there and everybody flipping out about it. That's so weird.
I don't know. I just had the thing about her when she was in the interview and her eyes were going in 2 different directions at the same time. Did
Wait a
you
minute,
see that?
No.
Did you see that? Yeah, there was an interview where this this lady was interviewing her, you know, like a sit-down interview.
Yeah.
And her eyes were going in 2 different directions at the same time. And they were bouncing. Yeah, and I said, how did that woman ever keep from laughing or running out of the room because she thought the woman was possessed?
Oh no, she's malfunctioning.
Her eyes were going in 2 different directions. You have to look this up and see this because it was the funniest freaking thing I ever saw.
Hold on a second. That reminds me of a joke about the cross-eyed.
I'll have to look at
Look it up. You will just bust a gut laughing when you see this woman's eyes bouncing back and forth.
Oh man.
And then they both bounce back and forth, then one goes over, then the other goes over, and then they do it again, they split.
Oh my
I'm like,
goodness.
normal eyes don't do that.
Right. Oh no. Well, she is not a normal lady, is she?
No, she might be a clone. I'm not convinced, or a robot. Or
Right.
a robot. My daughter's convinced she's a robot.
Man, whatever she is, it's pure evil, and I don't think
Yeah.
that about everyone.
Well, wait a
You
second.
are so right.
Are we merging with AI? Is that what's happening?
Candace?
Are we supposed to be getting AI inside us or something?
Well, Brian, I've been researching that like crazy. That is what the That's what the Morgellons is doing, or there's 10 substrains of it. Morgellons has been like it's been made. It has an actual name. I'm not sure if it's been patented. I'm sure it has, but let me find it. It can like self-replicate, and actually there's been different types of ways that it manifests. It can manifest into a type of plaque that actually has aluminum molecules in it, and I know that stuff like is in our brains too. We're talking about fibers that are basically like alien fibers that light up. They emit their own light, and they have heavy metals like aluminum and stuff in them, and they can change shape like at will, basically. It's so.
You should try to get Colleen in here sometime for that.
Yeah, right. Colleen,
because she's been studying it for 6 years.
Wow. You know,
and she's been growing them, and
yeah, Mig.
I don't want to give away her information. I want her to have the opportunity to come here and share it.
But Migs,
but she's been saying some pretty
know where
amazing
she
things.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to talk to her because she knows a lot about this.
Oh wow. Okay. Here it is. More
But
down.
she also has a special bar, like a recipe for a bar, where you can use it on your skin to pull them out of your skin.
Right.
Oh yeah. Wow.
Right.
And so I went and bought a microscope because I'm going to experiment this on myself to see if I can get anything.
Let me know if you do.
Zeolite to try to experiment, do the wine test with the zeolite to like cage them. There's a video of somebody doing that and pouring rubbing alcohol in the red wine, and you can see these things like motor around, and they go crazy. They're alive basically, but yeah, I don't know what they are. They seem to be like equal parts bacteria, fungus, like synthetic, like heavy metal type material, and who else knows? I mean, but anyway, I have it right here. Morgellons is a synthetic model organism named CBL-001 Phoma sp. Pleospora, and there are over 10 substrains released 5 times between 1979 and the year 2000. This crime against humanity was reported to the CDC, ECDC, and Interpol in France. Investigations were halted. Of course they were, you know?
Sure.
So this is where we
they're
talk
not gonna
about
investigate.
one of the arguments for mind control is, well, how would they send out such a signal to all the masses? So, I mean, there's different theories for that. And one of them is if they're using these little creatures, these little nanobots to do it.
Exactly.
You know, they've already deployed it in the air, so maybe they can, it can be amplified with that.
Right? Like
Yeah.
smart dust.
Well, it's smart powder now, but
Yeah, smart powder.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they
But
definitely.
if people are pulling these little things out of their skin and there's smart powder in the air, then, well, there you go. That's something that can transmit a signal.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then when you take it one step further and look at the targeted individuals who are actively having their memories being messed with, or their active memory being messed with, or they're getting directly into their brain thoughts that they would never think, like violent thoughts, or or just constant yammering from an unseen force or whatever. I mean, that they're transmitting that into the brain directly. And
From Gwen Towers, and from all these brand new 5 what is it, K or whatever towers they're building.
5G? Yeah.
Yeah, for the new 5 what is it coming? We had 4 for
5G,
Wi-Fi.
The Internet of Things.
Yeah, so now they built this new towers so that they can directly stick it in your body.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's what it is. So you don't even need guys now following you around. You just have a tower in the air. They're just all around you.
Exactly. Yeah, but it's just so crazy because there's so much information about like brain interface technology, neurotech, nanotech, and there's so much information about that is already being used in the military. Synthetic telepathy is something they already use. They can already fly stealth jets using a brain interface, but they won't they won't tell anyone.
But these things that you think are demons could actually be these idiots just yammering in your head.
That's what
You
I was
know?
going to say earlier when you guys were talking about witchcraft and supernatural. Is
Yeah.
that the symptoms of both are very similar, and you can imagine these guys thinking, "Ah ha ha, we're going to make this person think there's an entity or ghost,"
Right.
So
And oftentimes, I do believe in both for sure because
Yeah.
whichever one it is, it's going to make it look like the other one's responsible.
exactly. But for me,
And that's why it's so hard to be able to find out the causation, because you don't know what to believe when you see all the information online changing, even your scientific papers and studies, that you're coming to these conclusions.
Yeah.
right.
Uh,
Yeah.
What happened?
I think
What
I
happened?
think they did.
Candace?
I think they didn't want her to say that, so they just shut her off.
Candace, what happened?
Yeah, I don't know.
You got cut off.
They didn't want you to say that,
They
so
didn't want you to say it on the air again.
yeah. So the AI nailed you.
Teresa, are you still there?
And we can come back to talk about more stuff next week, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
Try
can
it.
next
Talk
week.
to Google.
Give me some ideas on some stuff. We'll come together next week, and I want to before everybody goes. Okay, me and Becky kind of had a thing going on here where I agreed to sing "In the Jungle," the Mighty Jungle, "The Lion Sleeps Tonight." If she would sing "Stand By Me" by Benny King.
Oh.
Can you guys? She really does have a good singing voice, guys. So if you would put your hands together for me and Becky.
Somebody better help me out though, because I've never done this like this, and my voice is like an octave, probably lower. I might come across even a little bit silly with it. Who knows? So.
That is gonna be awesome, Becky. You go for it.
Go for it.
Listen,
You guys hear me? Is there any weird echo? I want it to be on my phone, but I had to go to my computer.
Oh, so you're getting a little bit of side tone there, echoing.
Am I?
No, I
Sounds
don't
fine
know
to
if
me.
you guys hear it. Are you guys getting any echoing?
No.
Yeah, I hear your echo.
Oh wow. All right. Well, I want it to be on my phone to do this. I thought it would come across better without the echo.
That's fine. Do you want to switch real quick and come right back in?
You want to do that?
That's fine.
Yeah, I had to charge it just a little. It was draining. All my devices are draining really fast. It's not that I don't want to do this. Of course, I'm here, but I'd rather have a clearer device, you know?
Yeah.
Yep. Just especially because I my other phone, I was having to charge it up 3 times daily, kind of like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But I ended up getting an LG. This is an X Charge from Cricket, LG X Charge, and this phone has 4,500 mAh. It's guaranteed to last 2 days if you keep the screen brightness down a little.
So it lasts for 2 days and then it doesn't work anymore?
Last 2 days, yeah. So and plus I've got an extended life battery that I can hook up to. 22,000 mAh, so I can charge up the phone probably 2 or 3 times. So I will not. I'll do my best to catch the eclipse for y'all. Okay.
Yay! I'm gonna try to catch
That'd
it
be
through that
nice.
St. Louis arch.
I was disappointed that we're not going to see it here.
Everybody send in the clips. If you guys can send me a short, like maybe about a minute clip or something like that. If you want to share it with me, send me a Google Drive link, and I'll share your video for you.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, yeah. So it'll be like it'll be like I'll combine them all together, but I'll put.
Whoa.
Oh wow.
Oh.
I am so very sorry, guys.
That's okay.
No, you're right.
I thought I hit the hang up button. Oh, Lord. Well, there we go.
You ready?
Yeah, I think so, especially after that, right?
All right.
AI attacking us.
All right. So this is "Stand By Me" by
All right.
Benny King. You ready?
All right. Is it clearer? Is it better now?
Yeah, we're gonna go up to about, let's see. So darling, darling, stand by me. Whoa, stand by me. That part, about 1 minute and 12 up to there. Okay.
Okay.
Music.
Yeah, there's background music. It's got karaoke here for it. You guys can sing along if you want, okay? Ready?
Yeah, join me if you want.
And the three.
All right. I can't do it. Has come in the lane. Oh man, it's dark. I can't do it, guys. I'm getting nervous. And the moon. It's only I don't have a good thing.
Let's do it.
You're doing fine. No, I won't
be
Good.
afraid. No, I won't
be afraid. This is long.
As you stand and by me.
Thank you, me.
God, by me. Oh, stand by me.
Oh, stand.
I'll do it.
Stand by. Stand by.
I mean,
You wanna let's do this next part, okay?
all right. I'm sorry, guys.
It's okay. This has to do with the. This has
Hey,
to do with
me,
the.
you got a good singing voice. I think you're doing a lot better than me because my nerves are getting it.
Guys, pray for us, okay, guys?
I think it's just
This
too
has to
high for my voice, honestly, a little bit. But anyway,
Okay, ready? Continuing on. If the sky, okay?
all right.
If the sky that we look upon, right? Crumble to the sea, right? Come on, baby.
I can't do it.
Come
Right. Just as long.
It's okay, Becky. Okay, just sing this last part.
Stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand. Stand by me. Stand by me. Musical break, 16 minutes.
It is
Okay.
too high for me.
Becky, it's fine. You did great. You did great there.
No, I did not, but I'm gonna own it.
Becky.
Becky.
Good job.
I'm gonna own it.
Great song for the Mandela community.
Aren't you glad I picked that?
Hey, I'll sing the funny one with you. That is so high for me, and I didn't even. I thought we were doing another one the whole time, so Mandela got me.
Oh, okay. Did you want to do Lean on Me then, since you were practicing that one?
No.
No.
Let's scratch that. Let's do the funny one.
I'm going to try my best with The Lion Sleeps Tonight. I know that's kind of a higher one, so but I'm pretty good at that.
That is a higher one.
Oh, me? You want me?
I think Meeks does a lot better job.
Meeks, do you have any requests?
I want to hear you sing The Lion Sleeps Tonight. That's a great song. But you have to go really, really high.
Yeah.
Was that you?
That was
good. Good job, Meeks.
Yeah, great.
Welcome to sing along with me, folks. Okay. Hold on.
Rena wants somebody to sing Delta Dawn.
Oh yeah.
Hey, you give me one of these lower ones, and I'll do it.
Wait. I win my way, 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 I win my way. In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. In the jungle, the quiet jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. Win my way, I win my way, I win my way. All right, guys. All right. That's
Oh man. Well, I'll have to try something else some other time.
it's okay. It's okay. That should right there, guys. You guys should just sub me just because you like me singing. Okay.
I can sub you twice. I was good.
Oh, thank you, Meeks. I appreciate it. I'm telling you what, oh man, you did great, Brian.
Sing "Lean on Me"
Well,
for
much
us,
love
please.
to all of you guys.
Biggs.
Do you want
Can you sing
Huh?
"Lean on Me," please? Would you
Oh,
sing "Lean on Me"?
yeah. I actually sung that at someone's wedding.
Oh wow,
In
really?
China.
Oh man, because we need all the hope and prayer we can get with this eclipse coming. I mean, come on.
Yeah, let's get some positivity going. Yeah, I'll sing "Lean on Me."
All right, awesome. Thank you for being a good sport.
Thank you, Meeks.
You're welcome.
Bill Withers, right?
I'm so excited.
Withers,
yes, Withers. That's a change.
Wait, hold on. I'll start it from the beginning.
Oh, you guys should like help me though. You guys should join me.
Guys, come on, put your.
All right,
Come on, guys.
I'm gonna try to do better with this.
It's all right, Vicky. Don't worry about it. You wanna try again at the other song or a different song?
No, I'm saying she wanted some help, and I thought I'd try to join in and help her,
That would
even
be
though, like, the Sjogren stuff makes it so much harder now. Now you know why conquering that fear on the stage was a big deal for me. Oh.
Wait. Are you guys ready? You need a quick warm up before we start? All right, guys, ready? And a 1, and a 2, and a 3.
Oh, I love this song.
Me too.
Yeah, me too.
No.
I'll do that part.
Sometimes in the night,
We all
have sorrow,
but if we are wise, we know that there's
always tomorrow. Lean on me.
Lean on us,
I'll
I'll
be
be your friend.
I'll help you carry on.
Oh, it won't be long. We're gonna need somebody
to lean on.
Please swallow your pride. If I have things you need to borrow, for no one can fill those spirits.
It's hard to follow.
You need a hand. We all need somebody to know.
No, I just might
have a problem.
You understand.
We all need somebody to lean on.
When you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on. Oh, it won't be long, 'cause I'm gonna need somebody to lean on.
Oh wow!
Oh, brother. If there is no, you have to bear that you can carry. I'm by the road. I'll share your burden if you just call me.
Becky, help us
If you
finish.
need a friend, call me, huh? Call me. Call me. If you need a friend. If you ever just call me.
Call me. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Call me.
Really
All right, that last part's kind of tricky, but we
call Mandela effect. Oh man.
Mandela effect chorus right there.
Whoa,
You
that was
guys did
awesome.
I
great.
love it when people use Mandela effect as an excuse.
That was really
No, we just
oh man, dude, they're gonna run.
Man, we're gonna blow those AI away. They're not. Listen. They're not even gonna want to hear us sing.
No, the AI just left.
The AI just left the building.
Hey, I
They're
said
like-
I tried out for the start, and yeah, they wanted me back, but I don't know why, and I didn't go back. But no, it's all good. I own it.
Candace,
They wouldn't have picked me for the time.
I think we just found a frequency that runs away AI.
I was wondering about that Turkish music you tried to get me to listen
Oh my
to.
goodness. Hey, I sing country. I don't sing the, you know, Sylvia.
Nye Twain, I got some.
You should tell them about that. You should tell them about that, Harold.
They're gonna be like, no, don't do no more.
Music on LSD and crack or something.
Hold on, Teresa wants to say something, y'all. Go ahead, Teresa.
Go.
Teresa, you there?
I just got a very rude comment on that Fruit Loops video.
You did?
Oh.
Somebody wants
What's
Delta
weird?
Dawn for real. They keep asking, Brian, put it up. Yeah, I want to hear Delta Dawn. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's just do it. Might be better for me.
Wait, what? What do they want? What?
Okay, you know the video from our Fruit Loops that when we made the phone call? Remember the live one?
Yeah, what about it?
I got a very rude comment on it. I'm not happy.
Oh, what'd they say?
Okay?
What
They
do you,
said, I am confused on this comment. Are you thinking that Fruit Loops exist along Fruit Loops? You know, the F-R-U-I-T with the F-R. Do you think they were talking to someone from another dimension? The one we remember of Fruit Loops? If so, I disagree with this, although I try not to rule anything out. The lady on the phone was likely remembering the same reality that we remember, not even realizing it had been changed. If when she notices the spelling on the box in the future, she would just think the company just changed the product name, and you were calling in and making fun of her ignorance. Please let them know about Mandela effects in the future before you hang up. Pumpkin Peanut. How should I respond to that?
Oh,
I probably wants you to get the word out there.
no, I wouldn't even give the devil its attention, okay? Don't even do that. That's giving it negative energy. I would not respond to that. Just ignore it.
Yeah.
That's the best thing you can do.
That's what I do a lot, and it's great actually. It's like good.
That we were doing.
It's a good way to build your patient, like your I don't know, patience with the world.
When you respond, they're going to respond back angrily, and there's no reason to start that volley or what do you call it?
That's right, Brian.
Tabletop tennis with these people. You know, it's not worth it.
Are they necessarily angry though, or are they just trying to tell people about it?
Who said that? I'll see if I can. Pumpkin Peanut.
I just deleted them.
It's okay. I'll just remove the comment. No worries. There.
But it really didn't. It didn't sound like on the phone that you were trying to make them sound like ignorant or like that you were making
them, and I wasn't.
No,
Yeah.
not at all. And it's not like we were forcing our opinions down anyone's throat here. We were just trying to see what they remembered to try to connect with somebody who works for the company.
I think you sounded excited that you were getting the reply that you wanted. If anything.
Still going on here.
Yeah,
They're still going on.
We got about 5 more minutes of airtime, guys. Do you want to?
Delta Dawn. Sing Delta Dawn.
Yeah, just go ahead. Sing
Delta
the song.
Dawn?
Yeah. Are we kind of like?
Okay, I don't know the song, but I'll put it up for whoever wants to sing it. Who wants to sing this one?
Teresa should sing it.
Yeah.
Oh, Teresa?
Let Teresa sing it.
You want to sing Delta Dawn?
Yeah.
I need the words. Can you help me?
Can you guys help her out? It's going to be a little delay. There's like a 6-5, maybe like a 3-second delay. So that's why
Then
some
I'm
of
gonna
us
sound funny.
we may be off a little. So
My
Delta Dawn.
I know one better. I know another one that I can do better.
Okay, what's that?
It's by Olivia Newton-John. Let Me Be There. That's my favorite one.
Hey, I can do Don't Go Breaking My Heart, but I don't know that I want to torture anyone if I do bad, but I can try. I love that one.
Do you guys know the
What's
one by
another one
Olivia
we can do?
Newton-John? Let Me Be There. I know it by heart.
Oh, do that one then.
No, but if you want to do it, you do it. Yeah, I've already attempted the.
Wait, who sings it?
Olivia Newton-John.
Olivia
Oh
Newton.
yeah.
I don't think maybe I've heard it. I don't know.
I used to do karaoke, so this is like one of my favorites. This is called Let Me Be There.
Hang on. Wait, that's not karaoke
Sorry.
style. I'm looking for the karaoke style.
I don't know. I just.
There by Olivia Newton-John.
Your thing.
That's it. That's it. Wherever you go. Got it? Start it over.
Okay, we'll do about a minute of it, all right? Because we're getting close to the end.
Okay.
That's fine. You guys want to chime in? You can help her out.
Because I don't see the words.
Wherever you go, right?
Wherever you may wander in your life, surely you know I'll always want to be there, holding your hand and standing by to catch you when you fall, seeing you through and everything you do. I can't hear the music.
Let me be there, right? In the morning. Can't hear it.
Be there in your night. Let me change whatever's wrong and make it right. Let me take you to that wonderland that only you can share. All I ask you is let me be there.
Awesome. Hey,
Did
great.
you get the other part?
What?
That was awesome, Teresa.
Teresa, that was awesome.
Yay.
Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't join along. I didn't know that. I did not know that. Teresa.
I actually do know that song.
Oh, you should have joined in.
Well, that's because I'm a little older, so.
Oh.
Does it sound okay?
Hey, here.
Yeah, you did great. I just didn't know it. I didn't
great.
know it.
I know Olivia Newton-John songs.
That's my karaoke song. I also do Grease if Brian and I wanted to do Summer Lovin'.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I don't
We
know.
should have
Summer
warmed
Lovin'.
up more before, but maybe
Gotta
it would have
warm
helped
up,
my
yeah.
nerves.
We can warm up. Maybe do it the next time. That'd be fun.
I
Love it.
love Summer Lovin'. You know.
I'll practice with just you guys, and then.
Did you get very far? Tell me more. Car. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
How
Uh-huh.
about Video Kill the Radio Star? Do you know that one? Oh, we
Oh,
lost.
I love that one.
I know that one. I know the song. I don't know the words.
Radio star.
Is it in my mind and in my car, or in my mind and in my heart? Which one is it?
Oh, in my mind and in my heart. Well,
It changed to
Yeah.
car, I think.
what?
Yeah. You want to sing that one with
How about I wear my sunglasses at night?
Oh, wow. Hey, tell them Private Eyes has changed. It's changing big time while we're talking about songs.
Private eyes are watching you. What did it change to?
They're watching you.
They're watching you.
No way.
Yes. Brian?
What?
Brian?
I
I wear
had
my
something else
sunglasses
happen.
at night. Remember that song?
Yep.
That's the one you were just talking about before a few days ago. It changed.
Again?
No, it changed the other day.
Oh, what did it change to now?
You told me it. You told me what it changed to.
I wear my sunglasses at night so I can keep track of visions in my what?
In my mind?
In my mind, but now it's eyes.
How can you have visions?
Ew.
Yep, you knew it. You know that song. Yeah. See?
Yeah.
A lot of us Mandela affected people, we actually have a really good memory. That's the thing.
Right.
Discredit us.
Everybody else is lost.
But something else happened with that real quick. In the one verse,
Yeah.
yeah, the verse where it says it sees lies, I think it is. I need to look at it, but it changed. What I'm trying to focus on is the it, and it changed to he. And Teresa and I both heard this. It was like, he sees lies, you know?
Really?
And I was like, he sees lies. He sees your lies. It sees your lies. And this morning, I double checked it, and it goes, it sees lies. And I was like, what? And then it goes, he sees lies. And then it went back to it sees lies. And I was like, okay, I'm done for the day. I'm not playing that again.
Oh, gosh. Oh, so creepy.
Guys,
I
I
see
think
the
we're
vision.
kind of wore out. It's approaching the 1 o'clock hour here. I don't know what time it is for everybody else.
1 o'clock.
It's not like we have a life on Friday nights anyway sometimes, but this is fun. This is our life. You know,
It's a stress relief, even if, you know?
Yeah.
Right on.
So the karaoke did help, you know, keep us
For
in that
sure.
relaxed mode. So I'm glad we
Yeah,
did it.
for sure.
For sure. Well,
Thank you again, Meeks, for coming on tonight.
Oh,
and
you're
thank you, all of you.
welcome.
Yes, thank you. You don't know how much I appreciate it.
Much love to all you guys.
I'm the icebreaker, but you know what? Hey.
Right. Well, you guys are my Mandela family, so
Hey, you know.
I love y'all.
Same back, right back to you.
This Mandela effect has brought us closer together.
Come on again, Brian.
What?
Oh, I'll come on again for sure.
Come on again.
Meigs,
I really enjoyed
Meigs.
having her here.
Yeah, Meigs, you should join us again next week if you want.
Yes,
you can.
we'd love to have you here. I'm always here.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I'll try to make it for sure.
Okay.
This is fun.
You're awesome. We
cool.
have a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun.
Yeah, we do. And next time we might do a cold call. We'll see. Who I try to get requests. I know I try to get requests from the audience. I'm going to try to work at my skills a little bit. I've been sort of slacking in that area, so I'm going to try. It would be nice to bring up the Mandela effect. We don't usually bring it up because we're kind of shy about it, but I will sort of mention. I did bring it up to the Oscar Mayer lady since she was very open. But
Oh
yeah.
yeah. I love the Mandela phone calls. We need to make a compilation and like sell them.
Yeah, Meigs, if you make any cold call videos, let me know. I mean, because it's important we get the word out. Teresa wakes up probably 20 people every day. I don't know how she does it.
That's awesome.
It's awesome.
I asked him, you want to know, hey, you guys want to know how I do it? I asked them first if they like science fiction. That's the first thing I asked them.
Ah.
I approach it differently. And if they say, yeah, I love science fiction, I said, do you like strange, unusual things? And they're like,
Yep.
yeah. I said, are you ready to go down the rabbit hole?
Oh.
I'm excited about it.
I asked him.
Yeah.
He woke up this guy Mike at the bus station.
Bus stop.
The bus stop. Yeah. And I actually got to talk to him for a little bit. Yeah. He was right on to like every one of these Mandela effects that we mentioned.
Oh,
It was
that's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome, Teresa.
I love waking people up.
I do it as much as I can.
Well,
I
thank you,
woke my
Teresa.
barista up a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
It's my duty to do residue for everyone, and I bring the residue to Brian and everybody, and I feel that's my calling that Jesus wants me to do. And something I just need to do and wake people up. They need to be awake and see the truth.
You know what? It's a great way to evangelize to people
Sure.
with the Bible changes and everything. For real, that brought me to Jesus. For real.
That was your Jesus come to Jesus moment, huh?
Literally, yes.
Why
Yes.
is this happening?
Yeah.
We
Why
will.
is this happening?
I think we will. That is the journey. Actually, it is the apocalypse means the unveiling. It doesn't mean the end of the world. Supposedly, it means the unveiling. So hopefully, we'll get some answers soon. And the thing is, we want.
answers.
I just want to conclude with. Well, I want to say that. First of all, there's an event coming up on October 28th. I'm not sure if you're aware of it, Meeks, but we are going to be on TV in Alabama.
Oh, that's awesome.
I have a friend who I've been on this show. It's a radio show called Strange World. It comes on Saturdays at 1 to 3 p.m. on Eastern time. And, he's invited me to, I guess they're going to have like a banquet. And it's because they also have like UFO researchers, I guess, and ghosts and stuff like that come on his show, Ghost Hunters.
Wow.
So, for 2 hours, they're going to have UFO stuffs, and then for the other 2 hours, they're going to have Mandela people. So we're welcome to get up and talk. We're going to be on TV for sure, ABC.
Oh, that's awesome.
Wow.
What? Right on.
Yes.
Your word, awesome.
Me too.
I'm always saying awesome, right, Brian?
Yes, awesome, weird, crazy. Those are words that are tossed up all the time.
Works.
Well, if they want multiple Mandela people there, just give me the address. I'll be there.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So they have seating arrangements for up to 100 people, I think.
Oh my
Really?
gosh, that's
Really?
so cool.
Yeah, so
I think we all.
You can bring one or two guests with you because we have to make room for everybody. I have to give them a list of people. I'll have a flyer for everybody. He's sending me a flyer so we can see what it's about. But
That's really cool. Well, hopefully we're still like all here by then.
Yeah, right.
well, there's people that think that we're still going to be here.
Right.
I know Thessalonians talks about the rapture and stuff like that. Let's hope that that everything
Or
goes
an
well with the
EMP.
eclipse. We'll make it past that milestone just fine.
An EMP attack.
Yeah.
But I think
Volcano.
Jesus says, I will prepare a place for you. So
That's right.
That's right.
keep that in mind, okay? Don't
You
worry.
have a spirit
folks.
of fear.
You have the security of freedom from anxiety. If you have faith in Jesus Christ, all things work out for the good for those who love God. You know that. So,
Now y'all just gave me motivation to do a whole lot better. No joke.
Yeah.
believe in yourself and believe in God and Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior.
Amen.
Hey guys, it's been fun. You guys have a wonderful Mandela Effect evening, and hope to see you on again next week. Okay, Meeks? And
Right on. Right on. Thanks for hosting, Brian. Thanks for having me on.
you're welcome.
I had a lot of fun.
Good night, you guys.
Yeah. Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Hey guys, good night.